Welcome to another episode of The Perspective. I'm your host, Brooklyn 80s, back with another good episode for you guys today. Today we're gonna be talking about Aza Sivka or Aza Susa, as they say overseas. We're gonna be introducing her to the people who don't know her, right? We don't know much about her, so we're gonna go over some things that maybe we don't know about her. Let's introduce ourselves. Let's get acquainted with Suska. But first and foremost, if you new and you coming across this channel, know I talk all things women basketball. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Get comfortable. We give a different perspective over here than you get from every place else. You feel me? You get a laid back perspective. You get an honest perspective. You know, something a little different. You don't get all the clickbaity stuff over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm a new YouTube channel. And I'm just trying to bring some authenticity, a little integrity, a little honesty. You get what I'm saying? But shout out to all my Chicago Sky fans. I lost a subscriber today, people. He said, and shout out to him. It's no bad blood, but he told me my page seemed like we love Angel Reese a little too much over here. He said you cool. He told me I was cool, but he said some of the people that join your page, some of your supporters, he said that seemed like they like Chicago Sky a little bit too much. They like Angel Reese a little bit too much. Listen, man, everybody's welcome over here. We Angel Reese fans over here, man. But everybody's welcome. What I mean? We gonna show love. See, what I didn't respect, Gamble, what's going on, my brother? After hours with Brooklyn is a fact. What I didn't understand about what he told me was, if he would have said something like, yo, I don't like all the disrespect you putting on Caitlin Clark's name because of your support for Angel Reese, I would have respected that. Now, I wouldn't have respected that because that's not what we do over here. But I'm just saying, if that's what was happening, that's why he left, I could have respected that. But you're going to leave because we like Angel Reese? Come on, man. Paige, what's going on, Paige? What's going on? Yeah, he don't like her enough. But that's crazy that there's really people in this world that's mad if you like a player, right? Like people dislike Angel Reese so much that they don't want you to like her. What type of world? Come on, dog. But yeah, I talk all things women basketball. If you knew you coming across this page, just know you're gonna get a good dose of women's basketball from a unique perspective, from an honest perspective. You're gonna get something a little different because I don't agree with a lot of these pages out, man. I'll be hearing a lot of these takes people be putting on the internet, and I start questioning how much they really know basketball. You know what I'm saying? Faz, what's up, my G? So you're definitely gonna get a different perspective over here. Welcome to everybody. Oh, my first super chat. That's my first one, people. I just got everything. That's why I'm actually late. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm after hours because I was setting that up. I was preparing to do this show tonight, and then they sent me the message, so I had to stop and situate this stuff. So, hey, Gamble is the first person that sent me a super chat. Hey, I appreciate you, my dog. Thank you for the $2. Gamble says, oh man, look what we got. We in business, Gamble. You feel me? We in business. But yeah, Yeah, man, we in business fast. You feel me? We moving up. We moving up over here. You feel me? But yeah, damn, you made me lose my train of thought. I forgot what I was saying before that. But yeah, it was the that's why I'm late. That's why we after. Oh man, y'all showing me so much love. I appreciate that, man. Paige says congratulations. Hey Paige, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. I'm grinding. You feel me? I'm grinding. But so yeah, I was preparing to do this show, and I was trying to get the videos together. That's what be taking me so long. I be trying to I got some videos for you guys today. We're gonna go through 4 videos, and we're gonna like I said, we're gonna get to know Aza Susa. I think that's how they say it overseas. I'm doing my best. But yeah, once I get we got 10 people watching us. First of all, everybody hit that like button. I appreciate everybody sending me super chats. If you new, you come across this page, like I said, subscribe. We talk all things women basketball over here. Once we get to about maybe let's say 30 viewers, I'm gonna go to the first video. We're gonna watch it, we're gonna discuss it. Like I said, we're gonna get to know who this girl is, right? A lot of people, we don't know much about her. So people don't know how to feel about her. Some people was upset. You know, some people like the pick. I like the pick. My issue, I only have one issue, and it's not just with Aza, I think how you said her name. It's not just with Aza. It's with even some of these girls coming out of college. I gotta see how it looks in the pros. You feel me? Once I see how it looks, once I see a couple games how it looks, I could say, okay, I see what she bringing to the table. I seen what it looked like overseas already. It looks good. Faz, it looks good. She looked good, Faz. But I got to see it in the W before I could really put my stamp on it. You feel me? That's it. Because she got the package, right? She could dribble, pass, and shoot offensively. That's what you want. She's 6'4", 6'3". She got good size. Defensively, I don't know if she could play defense or not. I'm not gonna. From the eye test, it looked like it needs work, but I don't know. I gotta see it on the floor. I'm not one of those people who need everybody to be a lockdown defender. As long as you could play solid D, I'm cool. Everybody's skill set is different. Everybody don't play. She don't gotta be a Phoebich for me, right? Her and Phoebich got similar body types, but they might have different play styles. Phoebich is she's a two-way. And I would probably put the tag lockdown defender on Phoebich. I seen her play some really good defense. I don't know if Aja could play that type of defense. Now, offensively, to me, Aja better than Phoebich. She already at 19. She already better. In my opinion, she's one of the best shooters in this draft. You could arguably say she the best at 6'3". That's how good she is. She competes with the Tahina Pow. She competes with the Aaliyah Nyes, the Paige Beckers. Like just far as knocking down a shot and efficiency, she's that good of a shooter. So we just gotta see. We gotta see what it all translates to in a W. You know what I mean? That's all. We just got to see what it translates to. But how everybody day was today? Let's talk about it. Let me check on my viewers and supporters. Hey, and you guys too, Paige, Gamble, Fast. I want to say shout out to you guys because you guys is loyal supporters. Every time I do a show, no matter who else doing the show, you guys is in here. And I want to say I appreciate that for real because I know how these YouTube streets go. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you guys holding me down. Edward T. What's up, my brother? He says she's slow-footed on defense, but she put her hands up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what it looks like, Edward. And I don't know if she could because sometimes defense, not only is it effort, but it's just like it's also It's also making smart movements so that you're not a step behind. So I don't what right now it looks like slow footed. I don't know if she just don't need better technique. You get what I'm saying? If she gets better technique, that's why I said I gotta see it after a little bit of coaching, and I gotta see it in a W. I gotta see her guard a few different types of people, and then I'm gonna put my judgment on her defense. Right now, which your assessment sound about right. A little bit slow footed on defense. Know what I mean? That sound about right. Edward, I appreciate you, man. Edward just dropped the 199, man. And I appreciate you. Listen, let's get to the first video. I want to hear, pay attention to this video. We're gonna get to know her a little bit. You know, this first video. So this video I'm about to play, it's about it's some ladies from this podcast called Her Take. These ladies from overseas. They interview basketball players, and so they interview Ajsa, and we're gonna get to know her a little bit about you know, her development. We're gonna get to know a little bit about her development and the national team that she plays on, and you know, just a little bit about her as a person. So let me cue the video up. In fact, let me pause the music. Actually, pause the music first. All right, bet. Let's get into this video.
Start playing basketball. What's the story there?
So I started when I went to elementary school when I was 7. My dad also played basketball, so I was always like in a contact with the ball. I was going like outside to play with him. I was going to see his games and everything. So like, I don't know, basketball was always just part of my life. And then I went to like, we had like it was not a club when I was younger. It was like a thing in school that we were all together, like boys and girls. And then when I was I think under 11, yeah, I went to the club in my town for the first time.
Okay, so you started to play professionally very young. Like, how did you make that decision?
It was hard.
Scary? Was it scary?
Yes. I think even more for my parents, because like they were sending me to an unknown like country very far from home. I went to France first, so it was like hard for them and hard for me. I was still in high school, so like this change was hard, but when you got used to it, it was okay.
Yeah, because you adjust, right?
Yeah,
just taking that first step is kind of hard,
yeah.
And then you kind of adjust. And I mean, as kids, you just go and you find friends, but it's the parents who like stay at home and become stressful and all that.
So not only you go to a different country, which is already a culture shock for most people, but you study at the same time and now competing against the professionals who have so much more experience and they're just older. And how is that? How do you bring that competitiveness to, play older players?
So when I was in France, I was playing with my age, so like under 20, under 18. So that was not like that big of a change. But then when I came to Italy the year after, it was like a very different story, like very experienced players, the best players in EuroLeague. So it was like, for me, it was like a pleasure to practice with them, but at the same time you have like respect to them. So it's like, and then to play in the league, like it's different, but I think that's part of it. So I hope one day another young player will come to my team and they will look at me in this way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you feel that you have to do you still feel that you have to prove yourself more to be like respected competitively, or you just feel like everybody's opening, like at least on your team, opening arms completely, and you just have to like just fight against other teams?
No, like for sure in the team we also like were fighting on practices, everything, but they were like very nice to me, always, all of them like helping me, giving me advices, everything. But I think we still like, I need to prove more for sure. I'm still doing the mistakes, I need to get experienced, so
what do you think? Like, all of us have been in the national teams and then going to the clubs, and I think it's important from your perspective. What's the difference for you to like playing in the national team compared to like a club team? What are the main differences for you?
For sure, like I'm always so happy to come back to the national team that I can speak my own language. Like just to be at home, training camps in my country, everything is like. I feel like with these girls, we've been playing together since we were like 14. So like year by year, we see each other like growing. So like it's different than the club where you're like all different. It's the connection, the chemistry that we have. It's hard to find it in a like professional club because everything is like very professional.
Yeah.
How is it like and how do you think different the youth national teams with the senior national team?
In the young, it's like different because we're all the same age, but in the senior, like there is also the age difference. But I think we're still like doing very good together, like getting to know each other and playing together.
Yeah.
What, in your opinion, like what makes a great teammate?
I would say like helping each other. Like she needs to help her other teammates, and not to be like a good person like only on the court, but also like outside of the court. I think that's very important. Like to I don't know, to go out together, to like have some team buildings. Yeah, or like give some advices to especially younger players.
Yeah.
And what is your little tricks, as a leader now with the under 20, you are now with the team, like what do you do, like a little tricks are there to get the team together a little bit?
We like to play some cards like in the evening after practices, or like go for a walk.
Yeah.
What do you guys
and sing well on the walks?
What do you guys play? Like Uno or like regular cards?
Yeah, we play Uno. Yeah.
I think that's for all the national teams. Yeah, it's like a go-to game. But we had Wnba as well. That was our game. It was like a game. It's like how do you call that? You basically show a word and then you tell a word and then you with the one word explain all the words. Like it was a fun game. It took a long time to go through it all, so it was like a long time and a good game. Yeah, okay. So as a younger player, of course, like you need to like you're obviously a leader on a lot of like your teams and stuff like that. And then like older team, maybe like you already know that you can learn from the older girls and stuff. So what is like, how do you balance that, like coming from one team being like a leader and then maybe on the other team like having that more learning experience? Because I think that happens to us like as a players a lot. Like one team you're like amazing, great, and then you have like a different level where you go to, and then you're kind of like, okay, you're thrown into like learning experience. Like how do you balance that?
I'm just like, for example, going from under 20 to senior, I'm just like trying to get all the informations, like try to watch everything, try new things, and then like just learn from other like more experienced players.
Yeah, I think we all need to like have that like in front of us, like with that. It's not just like our teammate that like is like playing with us, but it's also somebody that can help you improve your game. And a lot of times, like sometimes we're like thinking, oh, they're playing over us, like why this and that, but like then you have to understand that you have to like learn from them, so you get to that level and you get that experience. And okay. And then maybe there's like something that you have learned recently that you would say like that have helped you, and maybe that could help like a younger player like recently in your like career, like something new, something that you think that they could know before they enter that professional career, or like taking those next little steps like towards their goals.
I would say like I was very shy at the beginning. Like I was a little bit scared to do some new things on practice, or like to, I don't know, sometimes to shoot, sometimes to do something. So I would just say like you need to respect everyone, but you still need to like be you and like do stuff, because that's how you're gonna learn. Like
Yeah.
it's better
I love that.
to do
I
the
love that.
mistake and then the next time maybe like you won't do it anymore. So
I actually
I love that.
I agree too, because sometimes when you play with the older players or more experienced players, you're like, it's not even that, oh, everybody says you have to respect, you know. I think sometimes we respect too much, you know, and then
yeah, exactly.
our hands are shaking even though we know how to pass the ball, but we're like, we are passing to this player that I grew up watching.
Yeah.
And then
The last part of the thing, and we, as always, we do like the fire questions from Paula.
yeah, now it's like, you know, the most important information we want to gather from you. You know, all the other things, it's fine. But this is, you know. So are you ready? We're going to have your answer and then you have to just choose, okay? So the first one is, if you could speak any language fluently, what would it be?
Italian.
What's the most beautiful place you ever visited?
Slovenian mountains.
Oh, nice.
What do you value most in your closest friendships?
Honesty.
Okay, so now, Spotify or Apple Music?
Spotify.
Nice.
Or gelato?
Gelato.
Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Texting or calling?
Texting.
Are you left or right-handed?
Right-handed.
Zone or man-to-man defense?
Zone.
Wow, about that. Pizza, pasta.
Pizza.
Do you watch shows one episode at a time or binge the whole season?
The whole season.
And would you rather travel to the past or to the future?
I think future.
Okay, good job.
Yeah. That was pretty easy.
Okay.
All right, so that was that was a video, you know, just getting to know Aza Susa a little bit. Hey, Donna Cox, I appreciate you, man. I didn't want to interrupt the video while I was playing. Donna Cox says, Brooklyn, congratulations on becoming monetized. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Donna. And Reese De Jesus, I think I said that correctly, dropped $5 on me. Hey, I appreciate you, Sharice. And I appreciate everybody showing me love in the chat. Andre, what's up? Nate, what's up? BD, what's up? I see you guys, man. But what you guys thought about that video? You know, did y'all learn anything new? Y'all learn anything new about Aja? What was y'all thoughts on that video that I just played? Yeah, they definitely did a good job on the interview. I cut a lot of it out because they was being silly through a lot of it. I'm like, we don't care about that. So I only edited up the main portions. But they did a good job. That's right. It's gonna be there on the playback for you, BD. If anything, I got 3 more videos for you guys. You know what I mean? We're gonna get into them periodically. That was the first video. That video was more of just a lighthearted video. What I learned from that video is she knows that she needs to work on the defense, right? She knows that she knows she needs to work on the defense, and she knows that she still needs to gain experience. Now, this interview, if I'm not mistaken, was done last year, just before June. So maybe April, maybe Mayish of last year. So that's when this was done. So this was a whole, you know, she had a whole year of experience since then. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on that. It might have been done because they said June, so I don't think they're talking about this year. I don't think they were talking about this year. So I think it was last year, but I could be wrong on that. Yeah, she definitely got a good positive attitude. I mean, all we could do is trust Jeff P. He making some questionable decisions, but we just got to trust that, you know, So far, even the decisions we didn't like him trading away the third pick, still worked out for us, right? So we got to trust him. Yeah, they kept it like they had fun, definitely. Definitely. Let me drop the link. Invite. Nate, you still there, Nate? But yeah, I got 3 more videos for you guys. So the next one is gonna be a little bit more analytical. Right. The next one gonna be a little bit more analytical. The last two videos y'all probably saw already. That's pretty much draft stuff, but we still gonna discuss it. But yeah, I think a lot of people don't know much about her, so that's why I wanted to make this a little bit more educational. Let people see her game. In fact, let me put some clips up of her game. You know. A lot of times if you don't know much about a player, to me, when I look at her, she gives me, I think, of 3 people. I think of 3 people, maybe 4. So in the Mels game, when I look at her, she gives me Dirk Nowitzki. That's what she remind me of. She remind me of a Dirk. In the females game, she give me Stewie. She got a little Breonna Stewart to her. A little bit of Phoebich. What you guys think? If you had to compare to a player, male or female, who should remind you guys of? You talking about that tall girl in China? Is that her name? Yeah, she gives me Dirk, especially early Dirk. A lot of people don't remember when Dirk. A lot of people don't remember when Dirk was the small forward. Dirk played small forward for the Mavericks before he went to that power forward position permanently. Back when he played with Michael Finley and Steve Nash. Yeah, that's what she give me. If you remember Dirk was kind of a tweener, right? Defensively, Dirk couldn't really guard a 3. He couldn't really guard a 4, but he was so great offensively, it didn't matter. And that's kind of what I see from her right now. She's a tweener. She's not really a 3. She's not really a 4, but she could play both of those positions. Yeah. I don't know if she gonna translate, BD. I don't know how well she gonna translate because she's gonna be very hard to stop on one end, but then she gonna have to move her feet. If this was a half court game, she'd dominate. But the fact that this is a transition game, I'm gonna have to, again, same thing I'm saying about Suska. I gotta see it. I don't know how good she's gonna be in transition. Hey man, I appreciate Appreciate it. Steady serving. Appreciate it. Steady serving says Brooklyn is a dog. Congrats, my brother. Proud. No doubt. Yeah, I think she's gonna have an issue with transition. She's gonna dominate when it comes to scoring in the post. She's probably gonna be a pretty good rebounder defensively. But I don't think she's gonna be able to move for real. So that's gonna be interesting. I don't know how she translates to the W. Either she gonna come in the W and change the game, or she ain't gonna last for real. She gonna get ran off the floor, especially with these girls being able to shoot. Yeah, but Yao Ming was slow, but he could still move, right? Now he could move still, and he was super skilled. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, getting back to Aza Sivka though. Like I said, she could dribble, pass, shoot. We see all the skills. You know what I mean? She's young. She's a project. I think Mo3 was right, actually. You know Mo3 watching. Shout out to Mo3. You know he watching. I think Mo3 was right. I think they literally drafted to stash her, but hoping that she does play. I don't know. I don't know if she's gonna come out. I don't know if she's gonna start the season or she's gonna take the whole season off, or she's gonna come out and play some of the season. But I think this was a pick to say, hey, listen, regardless, we want her on our team. I think that's what this pick was. I think Mo3 was right. I think our picks is gonna be Haley, and Maddie. And then anything else we get after that is a plus. But I think right now this year they banking on Haley and Maddie. But depending on how this girl, depending on how she develops, she gonna be the steal of the draft. If she develops correctly, she gonna be the steal of the draft for real. Because like I said, she give me Stewie, she give me Dirk, Stewie. You know what I mean? Like that type of. So I don't know. In a little while, I'm gonna play the second video. So I need y'all all to pay attention. I need y'all to give me. I want to know y'all feedback. Yeah, I know she was older when she came over. Yeah, that's why I said, listen, she already a better shooter than Phoebich. And the thing I like is that right there. You see how she able to make plays? That's what I like about her the most, though. Like like I said, she could dribble, pass, shoot. So off the dribble, she finding the teammates. Off the dribble, she could get to a shot. All we really know, all we need to see is, can she play next to Angel Reese and Camilla? If she could play next to them and be effective, that's gonna make Chicago a dangerous team for real. And then look, this is something I thought about as well, right? With her passing ability. Let's just say, again, this is assuming she develops the right way. Let's just say she develops into like a playmaker, right? Like, yes, she's gonna be a scorer, but you see she passed the ball, she could dribble a little bit. Let's say if she developed into one of those players who could like handle the ball and make plays for her teammates, then in like, let's just say in 2-3 years, right? If Vandersloot retires, you don't have to worry about Helly Van Lith being a point guard so much. She could just be a natural scorer, right? That's another thing that she provides if she develops into that type of. She may already have it. Again, I got to see it in the W. I see all these clips, and all these clips look good, but I got to see what it looks like against W competition for me to really, Our boy Corleone says, imagine her and Camilla doing a pick and roll. That would be hard to guard. That's a fact. 6'4" and 6'7" in the pick and roll. And if you know anything about a pick and roll, in order for you to guard a pick and roll properly, you need 3 defenders. So if she's coming off the pick and roll with Camilla and she can see over the defense, she either shooting over the top of the defender or she can kick it to whoever's open. Like, there's going to be so many options. Yeah, she got a little Tony Kukoc in her. You know what I'm saying? All right, in about 5 minutes, I'm going to play the next video. So everybody get ready. You got to use the bathroom or something. Do it now. About 5 minutes. We're going to get into the next video. I want to hear your opinions because the next video is more analytical. Shout out to my brother, Alfred Coretti, if I'm saying his name correctly. He's he works for Her Hoop Stats, and he's a overseas scout. He covers the New York Liberty. I'm gonna have him on the show next week, hopefully. Well, this week actually, on Friday, to talk about some of these international players. But the reason why I bring him up because he's gonna be in this next clip. This next clip I'm about to play, he's gonna be breaking down a little bit of Ajsa's game. So all right, let me pause the music. Let me cue up the video. Y'all ready? I want y'all feedback. I want to hear what y'all think, so pay attention. Mode 3. Let me drop the link for you. I want y'all feedback. Pay attention. Hot boy Corleone says they will look good in that triangle. I bet here go.
Now to talking about the draft eligible players, because there are a few who really stood out, and I think the first to start off with is Aza Sivka out of Slovenia. I think again, like, box scores are so interesting from these things because to me, like, you look at Aza's box score and it really isn't anything wild. I think it was like 10-4-4, something like that. But you can see the talent from her pretty immediately. And like we've seen the talent already in terms of everything she's done, like obviously was very good at Hoop Summit, really showed out there, and has played, obviously in France as well recently. Did anything change for you with how you saw Aza in this, or kind of what did you come away from Slovenia's run with her?
Yeah, I think with Asia, nothing necessarily changed from, what you see and what you watch with her. I think there's a lot of transferable skills when you look at someone at 6'4", but it's very fluid in terms of emotion. Someone that can knock down perimeter shots. She's the type of player that you can see possibly coming off of screens, coming off of handoffs. Doing some of the things that maybe a comparison, maybe like a Leonie Fibic for New York that can do in terms of having that length, especially on the offensive end, but also on the defensive end to do things. She also was part of the Basketball Without Borders Global Girls Camp back in July with Phoenix at the All-Star break. Had a chance to really see her in person, to see her compete against other top talent. And, she was really able to hold her own. And she really impressed some of the scouts over there. So I don't think anything changed. But to your point, the box score stuff can be a little bit deceiving because I don't think Asia was actually the leading scorer in this Eurobasket. I think it was her teammate Leah Barthelemy who was the leading scorer.
Yeah.
So I think it's very interesting, how some of these things play out.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll talk about Leia in a little bit. But like with Asia, it was interesting because I agree. Like, I don't think anything changed for me. I think to me, this was like a very interesting area of like, how do you kind of tell what role a player is, like what position they're going to be at the next level? Because I think that's part of the difficulty right now with Asia, and maybe difficulty is wrong with it, but like part of the thought process is like, I think she's very much a tweener at the 3-4 spot, which isn't bad. I think it is good to have positionality, but I also think it can be interesting in how that plays out because to me, like, and part of it, to be fair too, I think part of it is like this Slovenian team, like there's some talent there. Like Leia, I think was very good in the player we're going to talk about. Overall, this team's pretty small. They were not like, necessarily like they weren't bad at Eurobasket, but they were pretty middle of the road in terms of, where all the teams stacked up. But I do think it stood out. Like she could really struggle a little bit to create one-on-one. I think that's not necessarily like meaning that as like a denigration of her game. But again, when you're talking about stacking up, when looking at the draft, I think when you're looking at a player who could potentially be a first-round pick in the coming draft, like I want to be able to see them create some one-on-one when we're talking about playing at like an international tournament where they are the best player on their team. Like you want to see some of that. And it's not always that concrete. Like again, like there's always room for nuance and stuff with that. But I do think that stands out to me a little bit. Obviously, she did some very good stuff still playing out of pick and roll, particularly like second side stuff. Like you mentioned, I think she's such a fluid mover at her size, and the Leonie call is great. And you just see all the intrigue with that. But again, when you're talking about like, is there like another step that she can get to, and is she going to showcase some of that? Because again, like when you have players who showcase, who end up becoming stars so often, like they're showcasing that stuff at the lower levels, when they're able to play with the ball in their hands more. And I think there's room for her to keep going into that, which is why, like, to me, she's one of the, I wouldn't even say wild card because I think pretty established that she's a good prospect. But like, does she really take a leap this season? Because to me, like if she does that playing overseas, that like drastically increases where I'm at with her. I think it's mainly like, nothing really changed for me in watching her in this setting. But I think that there's a lot of room that it can moving forward.
No, I agree with you on that. You look at, especially in the Eurobasket and even some of the previous tournaments, a lot of Asia's offense really does come from her being such a good mover. Just being her being able to move in transition, being her able to just come off screen and do some of those things. That I do agree. Like you really do want to see her be able to create on the ball, create off the dribble, do things like that because those are some of the things that are going to be expected from you as a first round pick. And I'm really interested to see like where she goes because the first round of this draft is going to have a lot of talent, and then there's collegiate talent and there's a lot of international talent that's going to be mixed in. But really, it's a matter of what team is going to be possibly a good fit, and especially if she's going to be a draft and stash, like what team is thinking more down the line? Where can we bring Sivka in?
Yeah, I also do want to say I misspoke earlier. She played in Italy this last year, not France. I don't know why I was thinking France. I'm thinking of just say Joe Site. But yeah, I think again, like, because even like, so worth noting too with Italy, like she was only playing like around like 10 minutes per game. It wasn't a ton. But again, like when you're talking at the age she's at, still impressive. Like good to see that. But if again, like she's a player, if she can like, okay, maybe she established herself as more of a consistent rotation player, that changes the element. I think for me, it's interesting, and we don't have to talk too much about it because I didn't ask you to prep for this. But where would you have, if you had to and I'm not asking you to rank players ahead of her on pod right now. If you were thinking of all of the European players right now, where would she rank out for you?
That's a good question.
Yeah. I was thinking about this a lot today when I was going back through stuff.
In terms of Sivka, I think maybe third. I would say third is probably a good spot because I think probably the top dog right now has to be Dominique Malanga over in France. But then there are some other players that you really do have to have consideration. But I would say definitely top 3, top 4.
Yeah. Part of so I would say, she's fourth for me right now. I think part of what's really interesting is I honestly, when it's all said and done, if we end up saying 4 European players go in the top 13, I actually don't think that's crazy. But I also think it could end up being 2 players go in the top 13 because it's so much is going to hinge on this next season. But right now, I would have obviously Malanga as top, but then I'd have Annika Soltau and Anastasia Kosu both ahead right now. Kosu is I love Kosu. She's one of my favorite players in this upcoming class. She's again, I think, not to make this because she didn't play Eurobasket, but she's a player who I low-key think could end up coming over and playing right away because she's so to me, she's polished enough already. But I agree, exactly we're talking about. I think there's just so much room that things can still change that makes it really interesting.
Yeah, one thing I'd be interested with Sivka, I believe she's still playing for Skio this season, right?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Yeah, if she is playing for Skio, I'm very interested because there's one player who actually just got picked up by Skio, who, if she gets a chance to practice with 1v1, I think would be good for a game, and that's Janelle Salon.
Yeah.
Because now that you have a quality defender like Janelle Salon, who's just great, who's physical as well, if Ajsa Susa is able to, get some of that one-on-one practice with her, I think she would be a good 4 for her in terms of learning how to create and getting better at creating some of those shots.
No, I dig that. Also, you and I both big Janelle Salon fans. Get her over to the W. She was really good during the Olympics. Not again, no crazy box scores, but was really good defensively. Did the right things connectively on offense. She's a W player.
What you guys thought about that video? Them pretty much breaking down Sivka game analytically, saying that she's probably the 3rd or 4th best international player in the draft. What you guys thoughts, man? I'm bringing you guys some some information. Bringing you guys some real information here, man. Tell me what you guys thinking. Fire says the video was good. Fire emoji. What you guys thoughts on the video, man? Let's talk about Sivka. Let's talk about Aza Sivka, man. Gamble says, I need her in camp. Heard you. I'm not gonna lie though, when you think about her size, somebody like a what's her name in Atlanta? Can't think of the girl name in Atlanta right now. I got a door for my phone, so sometimes it give me feedback. What's a girl name from Atlanta, Mo3? Howard. There you go. Thank you, Howard. When you think about a Howard, I believe Howard is 6'2"? think Howard is 6'2". No, from Atlanta. I forget her first name. Is it Ryan?
Oh, Ryan Howard?
Yeah, Ryan Howard. She about 6'2", right?
Yeah, either 6'1"
Something
or
like
6'2".
Ryan Howard.
6'1" or 6'2".
Right. She's 6'2". And now you got an Aza Susa that's 6'4". You get what I'm saying?
Asia. All right. First of all, I do agree that in the context of just the international players in the draft, she was like the third or fourth. Some people say 3, some people say 4. I say 3, but some people might got an argument for 4, and I ain't mad at it. But her game remind me of like a dirt game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that I don't really like that as a backup for Angel. But I already knew, like, Jeff want her to play, but he already knew she most likely wasn't gonna play. So that was really like a way of him getting a really good player and saving the pick at the same time. It was a kill two birds with one stone type move.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with that.
And what the hell Wody Mack was talking about Malanga better than Paige.
We talking about Sivka.
Before when I had just came up, he said that Malanga is better than Paige.
Yeah, no, I know. That's why I said I saw it. I ignored it because I'm like, we talk about Aza Susa. He talk about some other shit.
He just want to cause confusion.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If she developed correctly, she's gonna be a dangerous 3 with her skill set. And my fault. Go ahead. No. I was just gonna say the more I watch it, the more I could see it, being possible. That's all.
Yeah, some people will argue Kosu is better is the 3 and she's the 4. I mean, it could go either way. I just think she's the 3.
I never seen her game, so I can't say. All I know about her, she's 6'1", and I heard she's really good though. I heard she's really good, so maybe at 6'1", you should be able to play the 3.
Yeah, but the reason why people will argue is because when you look at the box scores, and her box score tell a favorable, you know what I'm saying, story compared to her. So they might look at just the box score and be like, oh, yeah, she's better. But when you actually look at the games, I would put it down because and I see like more upside.
Yeah, and then you also got to understand why the box score is a box score. Sometimes when you play with certain players, she said that one of the players she looked up to was on her team, on her national team. So of course, you're not gonna go there and be the top person if the player you look up to is there. You know what I mean? You younger, you might be the more skilled person, but you got to develop and grow into that person. That the leader is still on that team. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not really too worried about her box scores. I'm more concerned with her skill set and what she can and can't do. So when I watch her offensively, she looked like she got a pretty good package. Defensively, it looked like where the work needs to be done at. I got 2 more videos for you guys. 2. The other 2 y'all seen already probably, but we still gonna break it down. We still gonna break it down. She also said she can't wait to play with Angel Reese.
No, man. Sivka defense is trash, man. You can't have her playing on the perimeter. Because if you put Camilla and Angel gonna be at the 5-4, she's gonna have to play the 3. Who she gonna be guarded in the perimeter? She gonna freaking get Camilla and Angel in the foul trouble. and tired as hell.
But that's
Because
why I said
everybody going to just run around her.
right. No, I agree with you, but that's why I said if she develops, right? To me, she don't got to be a lockdown defender. She just got to develop into a solid defender, like you said, so she can keep people in front of her. If she can't develop into that, then like you said, she's gonna have to play a backup forward position. She's gonna have to play
Yeah,
that
that's what I'm
role off
saying.
the bench.
I was really replying to Wody Mack saying play her with Reese and Miller. I'm like, what? Crazy?
No, I mean I agree with that, but I agree with that only if the development is there. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
she's not, yeah,
yeah, but I'm talking about as is.
yeah. No. She got to develop. But I'm gonna be honest with you though. Still as is, I still got to see because this is overseas play I'm watching. I still got to see what she looks like in a W before I even know what as is yet. Right? Like I'm not even judging her. I'm talking about both. I'm talking about offensively and defensively. I don't know even how good she is offensively until I see her in W.
Yeah, but the reason I said that about defense is if your defense is trash over there, ain't gonna be no better here. It might even be worse.
Exactly. That's why I need to see it here. I don't know what she is really, right? I know what she is over there, but I gotta see what she is over here.
But the thing is, it would be one thing if she was okay defense or good defense over there. Then we could be like, let's see, you know what I'm saying? But no, we already know it's gonna be worse defense over here. So like there's no point in that experiment right there.
Yeah.
Hey, you muted.
I'm muted.
You were.
Nah, it's probably that. You can hear me, right?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, it's probably glitching. I wasn't muted. But another thing you got to add in, Mo. Sometimes, and I think this might be her issue. It might be technique because the two things that you want to have as a defender is effort, right? You want to give effort on the defensive end. The second thing is just technique. Some people, like for instance, I'm gonna just give you an example of what I'm saying. Some veteran players know how to get over screens better than some young players, right? Because they know the tricks.
Yeah.
You know, you see, so that's what I'm saying. Well, her, if she get the right training, the defense might look better. You get what I'm saying? She might not have the right techniques too. It might not just be her defense is just bad. It might be she need the right coaching to look better too. Yeah. I'm just throwing that out there.
This is what I'm saying. In the future, all that what you're saying is good. But I'm talking about now, as is. Yeah. And as is, no. She could probably learn all that stuff because it's just like you said, technique. But every technique is learned. You got to learn the technique. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be a project. They'll have to work on it. Maybe they work on it halfway through the season. They try something out or something. I don't know. But like she ain't going to just come over here and just jump in the nah. That's not gonna work for them. That's going to blow up in their face.
Well, I don't think right now they're expecting any of their draft picks to really play the 3 right now anyway, because they already signed Kia Nurse. They signed the 2. Michaela Onyewede. And then they signed Rebecca Allen. So I think the Sivka pick and the Maddie Westbelt pick was more of a stretch for a pick, and with the hopes, like you said, they could develop in the 3s, maybe, right? With development. But right now, they play styles is stretch for us.
Man, I still, the more and more I think about the Maddie Westbelt thing, the more and more I don't like it, man. Her season at man, I don't know, man. She got injured. She can't, all right. I know, like you always say, like 2 years removed from the injury is really when you see what's really happening. Because, man, her season was bad, bro. I didn't realize it was as bad as it was, but I went back and started watching some more games, and then I was like, what the? Now, first I went and looked back at the box scores, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, this is terrible. So I was like, man, she couldn't be that bad. So then I went back and started watching some games, and I'm like, man, I don't remember her being this bad in this game. But, bro, Maddie this was her worst season, and it's not even close. And people want to blame it on Hannah Hidalgo.
This is still the first season, though. This is not her second season yet, right? This is still her first season coming back. So next year is gonna be her second season.
Yeah, that's why I said that before. I said I know you always say that, you know what I'm saying? But you know, when somebody say "but" after saying something, it means like disregard that.
You stupid.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, F all that, man. Like the shit was just too bad, kid. It's like, oh man, it's like, man, is it gonna? She might get better, but is it gonna get much better? You know what I'm saying? Because, anyways, people when you bring that up, people want to blame it on Hannah Hidalgo, and I'm like, nah, man, that's not. Or when Olivia Miles was in and Hidalgo was out, her numbers went up. That was one game. Out of the three games, that was one out of the 3 or 4 games that she had a decent game, and the rest of the games was per usual. And her best season that she had, well, arguably her best season, because her rookie season was pretty good too. But even even using her rookie season, those are her 2 best seasons, and it's not even close, was without Olivia Miles, and arguably her best season was with Hannah Hidalgo, and no Olivia Miles. Her 3 worst seasons was with Olivia Miles. She played 5 seasons, and out of the 5, the 3 worst were with Olivia. So is Hannah Hidalgo, and her best was with Hannah. So is Olivia really the problem? No. Is Hannah Hidalgo really the problem? Nope. So I don't know what they I don't know. They better come up with another excuse, man, because I don't see with the way she played this year. I don't mind her going in the second round. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like they used the 10 or 11 pick. But I just don't like her for Chicago, like what they think, because they like, oh yeah, her threes not all that, man. Like they keep talking about some threes. She shot 30%. That's not like some off the charts thing, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the? Like,
yo, I hate to do this because I love this girl. If you watching this, I love you, Quita, but you've been getting on my nerves talking about Serena Sundell was a lights out shooter. No, she not. You just reminded me about that, Mo3, when you said that Maddie is shooting 30%. That's about what Serena Sundell shoot. It's a little worse than that. And Quita keeps saying she a lights out shooter. I'm like,
they do. I noticed that they doing that for a lot of players. If they feel like as long as they're not guards and they shooting 30%, then they're good shooters. I'm like, what? I'm like, no, man. Since when has been shooting 30% good?
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could say, I would be mad at if they say she can shoot it. You know what I'm saying? Like she could hit it here and there. But the way that they talking about it, like that's the main part of her game. Oh man, she could hit the 3. She could stretch the floor. Right. All this to stretch it. No, what is she ain't stretching nothing but some panties when she put them on. That's it.
That's crazy. But yeah, no, I didn't really like the draft because I felt like, you already know we had this conversation. I felt like a power, even though they did have a hole at backup power forward, I felt like it was other things we needed more than that. I could understand them not getting a 3 because I guess they really gonna, you know, they got 3 threes there, and they like one of them better work out. You get what I'm saying? But I did feel like we needed a spark plug off the bench. But maybe they feel like Haley Van Lith is gonna kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Maybe they feel like Haley gonna kill 2 birds with 1 stone because Haley is a point guard, so we needed that. But Haley is also a scorer, and we needed that. So maybe they feel like Haley is gonna fill both of those roles.
Yeah, me too. I think that's how they thinking.
Yeah. Yo,
And
Mo3, do me a favor. Talk to the chat real quick. I'm I gotta run in the kitchen. Holla at the chat
Alright.
real quick.
It says perspective. No, you didn't, my guy. My G, what didn't do what? I'm a huge Sunday. Yeah, he's right though. She's not a knockdown shooter like that. She, don't get me wrong, she's like Maddie. She can hit the three, you know what I'm saying, but it's not like, bruh, she's only hitting like 3 out of every 10, man. Like, no, man. Like, no. Yeah, her defense is top notch. I'm not gonna cap on that one. Not freaking Maddie. Maddie defense okay, but I'm talking about, yeah, Sundale defense is top notch. But that knockdown shooter stuff, come on, man. Nah, she ain't a knockdown shooter. She can shoot it here and there. She can make it. It's not like, oh, just leave her. You're not gonna just leave her open, because she can make it. But that's not nobody where you're gonna be like,
Yo, I'm getting tired of this narrative right here talking about HVL gonna get cooked. But they don't all right, so if you remember in the LSU game, you know, she didn't score that well in that game, but when you go back to the Louisville game, she was cooking too. You get what I'm saying? Like, Caitlin Clark is a hell of a player. She can score, but she can't stop nobody. She was getting cooked too. She had the better game. Now let's get.
I don't think they're talking about Caitlin. I think they're talking about everybody. Like,
no, I know, but I'm just saying. I've been seeing that narrative online because people mad at her for doing the. I don't know if you saw they did the start bench cut.
Yeah.
At the draft, and she cut Caitlin. So now that she cut Caitlin, they all on her head now. They all on HBL head.
Yeah, but which is crazy because I was watching it and she's not the only one that cut.
Yeah,
Caitlin.
she not.
Other people, it was like 3 or 4 other people that cut Caitlin too.
Yeah, but they got mad at her for doing it.
And it was some more people that benched Caitlin.
Yeah.
It was like Caitlin was either getting benched or she got benched or cut more than they started her. So why is she the only one getting all this hate? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hold up, man.
You know why?
When I saw it, I know why.
She connected. Yeah. Once you connected to that cabal, they on your head top.
Yeah, and she brought out the fact that, yeah, man, me and Angel been connected. Even when I went to TCU this whole year, we were linked up.
Yeah. So now they talking about HVL like she trash. You notice you ain't hear nothing about her all year when she was cooking. All of a sudden she gonna get cooked. All right. Listen, like I said, Caitlin is a hell of a player. So Caitlin gonna get hers, but Caitlin can't guard nobody. You see, she tried to put on muscle. She realized she can't guard nobody, so she said, "I'm gonna put on some muscle. Maybe I can stand my ground."
But she gonna be able to stand her ground. But all it's gonna do is make her defense a little bit worse because now she's gonna be slower. She's gonna be even slower.
That's a fact. And shout out to Caitlin, man. I'm just protecting my girl HVL. You know what I mean? I don't want nobody to think that I don't like Caitlin. I'll fuck with Caitlin. Yeah, I mean,
what's up with Modi Mac's obsession with Malanga? How was she the steal of the draft? She got drafted 2. Yeah, she got drafted number 2. How did they steal her? Who steal her from who? Unless you're still trying to say that she's better than Paige, so they stole her from Dallas.
That's a great question. Who do you guys think is the steal of the draft? I got like 3 names in mind that could be the steal.
Probably sheesh. I don't know. It was a couple flips, man.
I think one person could be Mo3. One person who could be a steal of the draft is Harmony Turner for the Aces. She low key could be a steal of the draft because
Yeah.
arguably you could arguably say she's the best point guard in the draft. Now people won't say that because she played at Harvard, but if you go take a look at her numbers, player efficiency rating, she was one of the highest all season. Even though she was playing at Harvard, she had the highest PER. Her shit was like 40.
Yeah,
Her shit was around Page.
I said she's the best point guard point guard as a player, as an all-around player,
as a player,
like straight what a point guard is traditionally used for. I think Georgia Amore is better.
Georgia Amore is the best playmaker in the draft.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying.
Georgia Amore is the best playmaker, the best guard at point guard.
Yeah,
like you
the best overall player.
Like you said, it got to be Hermione Turner because you got to look at the height. She 5'10", 5'11". She can score. She can assist too, right? And she played defense.
What number she?
I forgot. What second round? It was somewhere in the second round. I forget the number. I just know I know she was the Ace's second pick because the Ace's first pick.
I knew you wanted her, and I wanted her too. But I like what you said. I knew she wasn't gonna get it because of Haley, bro. They wasn't gonna get two point guards when they needed.
Not only that,
and a
right.
big.
No, so because like what you said, because of Haley, but also I knew Haley was gonna go higher than her. Not even because of play, simply because Haley went to a school that people respect. You get what I'm saying? People respect the school. They respect this coach. So I knew she was gonna go high.
It's mainly the coach because the coach what he does is he gets people ready for the next level. He coaches like a WNBA, like a pro coach. He don't coach on the collegiate style. He coaches on, you know what I'm saying, so that when his players go to the next level, they're already ready.
They're ready. Yeah. That was the best thing for Haley to do.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the main reasons why Olivia went there too. And I think that especially after she came out and said why she went there, she doesn't think she was ready. And I feel like, she, you know what I'm saying? Because he's known for that. Like, that's not something new. Like, he's been known for that for years. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. I agree with you, RC. I think Aaliyah Naza could be another steal of the draft. A lot of people sleeping on what Aaliyah Naza could bring at 6 foot shooter.
Yeah, she a draft steal for sure.
So now Miss Efficiency ain't the best. No, that's not what we. Wait, what? What are you talking about? Yo, real money. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh, you must be talking to somebody in the chat. You and Real Money going at it? What are you talking about?
Yeah, because the main thing he like talking about is how his Paige efficiency. Every time he bring up Paige, she's efficient. Even though he's not really a Paige fan, but he stayed bringing up the efficiency stuff because he said, "Oh, that's what people always say in efficiency." And she's so efficient. She is efficient.
Right.
Yo,
I didn't notice.
Yo, she was one free throw away from one free throw make away from averaging a 50-40 90, bro.
And that's exactly what I was about to bring up. I didn't notice.
She was averaging a 50-40 90 for most of the year.
Look, one of the broadcasters said, I think it was Rebecca Lobo. She said the only player, I believe she said this. I don't want to misspeak, but I think she said the only player that the W ever had the average of 50-40 90 was what's her name? Ella Deladon.
Yeah, she right. She did it 1 year.
So she said that the next person that can average that is Paige because of the way she plays, right?
Yeah. Paige can do it. That's what I'm saying. I guarantee you, if she knew that stat and they was like, yo, I guarantee she would have averaged it. She didn't know. She didn't know. Paige don't really care about stats like that, bro. Like they have to tell her, yo, go do this. Go, yo, we need you to score this. She just want to win. She out there and she does what's best for the team. She want to, you know what I'm saying? She don't really care that much about the stats like that. So imagine if she make that a point of emphasis, like, yeah, I'm gonna go do this. It's a wrap.
Facts. But yeah, so the only people I think could be steals is probably Hermione Turner. Leonard's a good candidate, but depending on what happened with this pick, Moti, depending on how she develops, it could be Ajsa Susa. Because look, everybody kind of low on her right now. Everybody like, yo, who's this chick? But imagine a year or two, and she one of the best players in the W. People gonna feel differently. You
Yeah,
get what I'm saying?
listen, man. I look at it like you looking at it. Her skill set and what she can do,
Yeah,
and context is also key. She wasn't. She's one of those. It's also her personality. She's one of those people like hella respectful. You know what I'm saying? So she's not gonna go to a team that got like, you know what I'm saying, and then try to overshadow that player. You know what I'm saying? Try to take the limelight and all that. You know what I'm saying? So she could her box numbers be better? Yeah. Cause you got to also look at if her numbers were that bad and then her shot attempts was like crazy off the chart, then you could be like, okay. But when you look at her shot attempts and you look at her box number, you like, okay, yeah, okay. She on point. She just don't.
yeah. You could basically tell if she got more opportunity, she could score more.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was trying to get. That's what I was trying to get out. You know what I'm saying? So I think her skill set, the only thing I have a problem with really is her lack of defense. Because it's because it's the defense combined with her play style. Because for her play style, she's gonna need to have better D, especially better perimeter D.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like she's like some 6'4" player that's be banging in the paint and all the time. Then her defense could be so-so. Because, you know what I'm saying, Camilla don't got no awesome perimeter defense, but she's gonna be in the paint all the time, most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Down low. So she don't really need that. But because of her play style, she's gonna need to, because her play style is like the guy that was up there. I don't know who that is. That's the first time I'm actually seeing him. I mean, I probably seen him before. I just don't even notice. But he was saying she's like a tweener. She's like a in between.
Oh, you talking about the video I played?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Thank you for reminding me, because I don't think I did this. Sorry to cut you off. Let me just do this real quick. Because I like to give people credit. Shout out to that video I played. That was Mark Schindler and Alfred Coretti, I believe, if I'm saying his name correctly. He had a podcast called They Got Next, and he breaks down film of players. So that's what I played just now. I played his podcast, They Got Next. So shout out to him. Gary Moto. I just want to get that out because I forgot to say that.
Yeah, her play style is like a tweener. You know what I'm saying? Like she's like a in between a small forward and a power forward, kind of like Dirk. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so it's gonna be. She's even on. She's not comfortable down in the paint on offense. So and she's not comfortable down in the paint on defense either. So most of the time she's gonna be stuck at the high post and the perimeter, and people are gonna take advantage of her lack of perimeter defense. That's gonna be pick and roll all day.
One thing I'm gonna give her credit though for on the offensive end, where she's she gave me, like you said, I agree with you. She gave me like a little bit of a Dirk comparison, but what she has that Dirk didn't is the ability to find her teammates, like passing.
Oh,
She got a little bit of playmaking to her, so I do like that about her game.
Yeah, she got some good vision. Like what I like is her decision making is quick and concise.
Yeah.
Like she'll see the double team coming, and she'll if she see the person open, she'll hit him, or she'll try to hit him quick. You know what I'm saying? Like she won't wait too long.
Yeah. All right, so I got another video I'm gonna play. This one a lot of y'all probably already seen. This one of the draft videos, but we're gonna discuss our answers. So let me mute that, cue it up.
Chris from the Chris Gunther Show. Congratulations. What is something that you're gonna take with you from tonight to the W?
For sure, the the experience that I got to experience here was like great. Being surrounded by all these players. Like just being here, get to know the league, get to know more the rules, everything. So yeah, I think that's it.
Aisha staying in the front row, all the way to the right.
How you doing? This is Daniel Artest from the 9450. You've competed against elite international talent. Like, who's your biggest inspiration from the European game and why?
For sure, my captain in the national team, Thea Oblak. I think she's like really an idol for me since I was little. I was watching her going to go watch the national team play. So I just really love her like vision, her passion in the game, and I really like hope to become someone like her one day.
I want to hop over to Zoom for a second in Chicago. Jason, go ahead.
Hi, Aisha. Jason Leisure with the Chicago Sun-Times. What do you know about the Sky and the roster playing with Angel Reese and the rest of their team?
So I played with Marina in Skio, and I know she was going to Sky that year. So she also gave me a shirt. I have one already. But yeah, like I'm just really excited to play with all these great players, like Angel Reese, of course. Yeah, like can't wait to start.
Aisha, our next two questions are going to come from the very back last row, slightly to your right.
Hi, Aisha. How you doing? Congratulations. What can WNBA fans know about you that doesn't show up on your stat sheet? And second question is, what do you think will translate mostly? What part of your game will translate the most in the W?
For sure, like the experience that I have, like playing in Europe. On college, you really play like against people your age or maybe like with 2-3 years of difference. But there, I have so many like players that are maybe 16 years older than me. So I think these experiences can like really make a transition easier for me.
Also, last row, slightly to the right.
How are you? Gabe Zoda from Sideline Sports Network. Congratulations on tonight. Just you talk about the advantage of playing from internationally, coming over to the United States. There's been this whole wave of international players now coming to the United States and being part of this amazing league. Just what does that mean that more teams are looking more towards international players to really be a part of this great league?
I'm so glad it's like this because, it shows that we really work well in Europe. Especially, I think, like these Balkan countries like Serbia, Croatia, Slovenia, we really have like the talent and this old school, like the tough basketball that we play. So like, I'm really glad people also in America get to see that now.
I want to switch to Zoom for a moment. I'm going to go to Shai. Shai, go ahead.
Hi, Asia. Slovenia is a small country, but with lots of talented athletes in basketball, of course, with Luka Doncic, or cycling with Pogačar. Why do you think there's such a density of talented athletes in your country?
Honestly, I don't know. We're so like small. We have 2 million people, but really like our sport is amazing. Like no matter what sport, we have at least like someone that's great in it. And I'm just like really proud to be Slovenian.
I just want to stay with Zoom. I want to go to Brad. Brad, go ahead.
Yes, hi. I was wondering, as you were experiencing all the draft activities this weekend, how did you feel being in New York and just being around all your other draftees?
It's my first time in New York, so for sure it's, a big thing for me. But just to be with all these players, it's, great. They're like stars here already. So I think just we talked so much. We talked to people, to like the media that we had. I really got to see like their how they look to some things, their perspective. So
I think it just gave me, like experience.
Ajsa, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what you guys thought about that interview? What's your thoughts on it, Mo3? Said she can't wait to play with Angel.
She also talked like she.
Well, now you said she also talked like she what?
Like Mabry is on the sky. Like she don't remember when Mabry got traded.
No, but that's probably all she know, right? She probably know maybe got traded, but all she know about the sky is probably like Angel and Mabry. So that's what she gonna talk about. She said Mabry gave her a shirt.
When she said Angel Reese, that's all she said, and she said Angel Reese and everybody else. So
Right.
it's Angel Reese and the gang.
Right.
Hey man, you guys in the chat need to cut it out, man. Malanga is not the steal of the draft. She went number 2.
Yeah, that don't even make sense.
Get a steal.
Yeah, those
Like,
is
you
a
guys
different
are
word
crazy.
for that.
A steal is when you got skipped over and you not expected to be that low, and they end up getting drafted like 10 or 11 or even second round or something.
A steal is a person that's underrated, but turned out to be one of the best players in the draft.
Yeah.
Malanga's not underrated. Everybody know how good she's gonna be. That's not
She's
a
a
steal.
top 2 pick, kid. There's like,
If that's the case, hey, Mo3, Paige is the steal of the draft.
that's what I'm saying, man. Like, what the heck? What are they talking about? How you gonna be a top 3?
Last year,
top 3
Caitlin
pick and actually go top 3 and be a steal.
Hey, real money. Last year, Caitlin was the steal of the draft.
Man, these people are ridiculous, man.
That shit don't make no sense.
Angel was a steal.
Angel was a steal of the draft.
She dropped to 7.
She was underrated.
You know what I'm saying? That's why she was a steal, because she was supposed to go top 3 and she went 7. If Malanga would have went, like, even when Olivia was in the draft, people were still saying she might go 2. She was a top 3. We got in every draft board there was. She was top 3. So
you know what people make me sick with, Mo? Now that Olivia Miles is not in the draft, everybody making all the right points why Malanga should go 2. But all of a sudden, when Olivia was in the draft, it had to be Olivia. Olivia had, and that just shows you how much hate is on Chicago, right? Like, that's crazy. I didn't realize. I don't know if this came with Angel Reese or people just always hated Chicago like this, because it's like they know a person fit Chicago so much that they don't want him to go. So they like, nah, she got to go 2. She got to go 2 to play with Skylar, and it's like. Now all of a sudden, everybody like.
You know damn well they don't hate Chicago, bro. You know who they really hate. You know who they really hate, man. If that person wasn't on the sky, it would be no problem, bro. Just like BD over here, every day it's like religion. He go on every show on YouTube that he's allowed to, and every comment, and come up with some cockamamie excuse to why they should break up. Angel and Camilla. They need to trade Camilla away, man. Dude, like, I'm like, what is this dude obsession?
Yesterday.
What's this dude obsession with trading Camilla away? You're not even a Sky fan. What are you so worried about, man?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, Tay. That's exactly what it is.
Malanga was gonna go 2. You know why she was still gonna go 2? Because the last 6 to 10 games of this season, Olivia was kind of bad, especially the last 4 games.
Well, she was playing hurt.
Listen, and that's another reason too. They're gonna be like, well, she has a injury history, and now she's hurt again. Because if they use that as an excuse, oh well, you know, she was playing bad because she was hurt. Well, oh, that's not a good excuse to use it. Again, they're gonna be like, wait, hold up, but she's
it's not really it's not an excuse at all. She was playing, but I was just, you know what I'm saying? She's playing, so you got I understood what you were saying. Yeah, I wasn't.
Me as the GM is gonna look at it like, oh, that's y'all just making it worse for her by using that excuse. Come up with tell me anything else but some injury.
Nah, I feel you. I wasn't disputing that. I agree with what you saying, but what I was saying was she playing, so you can't use an injury as an excuse if you're playing anyway. You know what I mean? If you hurt, sit down. But if you're gonna play, you can't use it as an excuse. That's one. And then the second point I was making is the injury she sustained is a regular injury. That to me, you can't if you play ball, every ball player go through certain things. You go through sprained ankles, and you go through I don't know if you ever seen a ball player's fingers be like bent sometimes. Like that shit is like normal injuries, so you can't really count that with the ACLs and the major injuries.
Bruh, speaking of which, did you watch the play-in game last night, bruh?
I missed it. I forgot they in the play. How was it?
Curry was out there with a big ass cast on his right thumb, bruh.
All right.
I said Minnesota. Giving what the hell, man? Giving Ja and them the business, bro.
Oh, the Memphis Grizzlies?
Yeah, giving them the business, bro. When I say the business, bro, and Clutch too, they made some super comeback, and he just went off in the fourth quarter. Like, hold up, just demolished them, bro. Yeah. And he hit a shot and called game on it too. Quarter, he's like, yo, this game right here. What?
Yeah, he not the type of player you want to see in no playing game,
bro. But the reason I brought it up is because, bro, this man had some big ass cast shit on his. It's like it was basically a cast, like a not a soft cast, a little bit harder than a soft cast, but it was like his whole thumb, and it was wrapped around his wrist. Like, bro, I'm like, how is this man out there crossing people up, wetting people, step back threes, taking people to the with you know what I'm saying? And that's his shooting hand too. I'm like, what is going on here, bro? Like, this dude, I'm like, listen, man, I don't want to hear nobody with no injury shit, man. This nigga's like, yo, I don't care, man. Pump me full of some of that miracle juice. I'll be juicing people up, juice me up and strap me up. I'm going in. Put me in the game, coach. Yeah. Hey, and they had playoff Jimmy too. Jimmy dropped what, 38? Jimmy was going off. But yeah, man, like Olivia, like, I guess a lot of people didn't really notice, because towards the end of that season, like once they lost the number one spot, people wasn't really watching Notre Dame games like that. If they weren't already Notre Dame fans, they weren't really watching. So a lot of people that weren't like Notre Dame fans, they don't realize, like, yo, Olivia had the last 6 to 10 games was a bad stretch for her. She was like, she was doing some stuff like, oh man, her shooting got like not as bad as it was before, but it dropped off a lot. Like, I'm like, man, like Olivia draft stock, if coaches are watching it, if GMs and coaches watching this, her draft stock is falling.
She did the right thing. You know, sometimes you get a little bit gas, you know. She probably, this is her first tournament in a long time, so she probably, was burnt out.
Yeah, man. Even in the games that they won, she wasn't really good in them either. You know what I'm saying? She was decent in a couple of them, but the majority of them, she was bad, bro. And it's even bad too when your coach just got to be benching you, kid, because a lot of times she would leave her in because she was so good effective on offense that she willing to sacrifice the lack of defense. But if you're being ineffective on offense, then what's the point of me having you out there?
Yeah, should be alright though.
Yeah, I think the TCU coach is really gonna help her.
I think the main thing is what she said though. I think she's gonna the TCU coach is gonna help her, and I think she's gonna thrive in that offense. It's gonna prepare her for the W, just like it did Hallie Van Lith, running a lot of pick and rolls. But I think for her, she just need another year of healthiness. You know what I'm saying? Because she was, she said it out her own mouth. She wanted to feel stronger, coming back from her ACL injury. So she just want to feel stronger. She felt like she wasn't ready physically to come into the W. So she's gonna be fine.
That's another thing he's good at. He's good at conditioning them. You know what I'm saying? To get ready for the W.
I want to now that and I'm sure I didn't know his history before HVL, so I'm sure maybe he had other good players. I'm sure he's a really good coach. But I want to see now that I've seen HVL and now Olivia Miles is going to be there, and they both was like one and dones when he had them. I want to see what he do, like if he get a good point guard out of high school. I want to see like how he develops somebody.
Oh yeah,
over 4 years instead of 1 year. I want to see him develop somebody over 4 because you got to be really good if you in that system for 4 years. You get what I'm saying? If you making players look better after 1 year.
Yeah, but I don't think he's really like a developer. I think he's more of a refiner. Like he takes the skills that you have and makes them better, and then you can learn. He adds a couple things here and there, because even with Haley, it's not like the LSU year where she was learning on the fly. You know what I'm saying? Keisha makes a good point when she says that when she was strictly a 2 and she was learning, she went to LSU to learn to be a point guard. She said it. That's why she went there. She wanted to learn to be a point guard, and she was learning on the fly. You know what I'm saying? So when she went to TCU, she already had whatever she picked up at LSU. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look, her assists went up at LSU. It didn't like skyrocket or nothing. It still was better though than her previous years. And then when she went to TCU, he just took what she learned and just magnified it. So I think he's more of like a skill refiner. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, he's so good at it that even if there's a speck in it, he could turn that speck into a beach, a small beach, but he could turn it into a beach. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you got something there for him to work with.
Yeah, I feel you. I don't disagree with what you're saying. I'm just saying I would like to see that. I would like to see because like I said, I've seen what he could do in a year already. And I think, and I'm about to see it again with Olivia. I think Olivia gonna have even better season than HBL. So I just want to see like a player, not even saying that he's developing it, but I want to see a player in that play style, like a point guard and that play style. I want to see them over the course of 4 years. You get what I'm saying? Because other coaches, not to say that they not preparing these girls for the WNBA, but his style really prepares them for the WNBA. You get what I'm saying? So because his style prepares girls for the WNBA, I would just like to see a girl just come in and just really be in that system for 4 years. This way, when she goes to the WNBA, it's like, oh, nah, I've been doing this. Like this is not just a 1 year thing. I've been doing this over the course of my whole college career. Like I would love to see that. I would love to see him get a player that's a really good point guard, for his program. Kind of like what Georgia Amore was to coach. I forgot the name. What's the name of the coach in Kentucky?
The coach that transferred to Kentucky.
Yeah, I forgot his name. But kind of like how she was for him.
He went with him. She like, we going to Kentucky, coach? We going, coach. Kentucky, we out.
But that's what I think he needs. He needs a player like that that's just like loyal to him, point guard that he can work with. This way, when she goes to the W, You know what I mean? She really gonna be ready. Because that's the type of play style, you know what I mean, they play in a W. They don't, you know, in college they play a different type of play style. Kenny Brooks, thank you. Yeah, Kenny Brooks. All right, we're gonna play this last video and we're gonna wrap the show up after that. It's a short video. Again, a lot of y'all probably seen it already because it's one of the draft videos, but still, Taylor Rooks asks Aza some questions, and let's get into it.
Congratulations. I loved that moment that we just saw with you and your dad. What should all of us know about how the love between you two led to tonight?
I mean, as I said, you know, like I really started playing because of him. I used to go to his games, you know, I was like so little. Like really, I'm here because of him, you know.
Yeah.
And also, like, of course, other family, all the coaches I had, so I'm grateful.
I love that. I'm glad you all got to share this together. And of course, for you, as an international player, what do you think this moment represents just for black basketball globally?
Especially being like the first Slovenian to be picked in the first round, you know, it's really a big deal for me. And like, I'm just happy I can represent my country like on this level. And you know, people will also maybe start watching women's sport now. So yeah.
I love that, as they should. You, of course, are an incredibly gifted passer. What element does that add to your playmaking ability, and how do you want to bring that in the W?
Yeah, I mean, my passing ability is just, you know, part of my game, and I really like enjoy to give a nice pass, nice assist. You know, it just shows like that I'm not a selfish player, that I really like to, you know, to have the flow in the game. And yeah.
Playing with Angel Reese, how does that sound?
It sounds nice. Like, you know, she's a superstar. Can't wait to start.
Amazing. I can't wait to watch.
Thank you.
Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
tonight.
So Angel Reese is a superstar.
Yeah, but she giving mixed signals because I saw another clip where the way she was talking like she ain't coming, and the way Jeff talking like she ain't coming, because he over there talking about we still trying to convince, like he's still trying to convince her to come.
Yeah, I mean I understand that. That's, you know, she 19 years old, so she may come and she may not. It may take her a year, and then but you already called it, Mo. That's why they drafted the way they drafted. I mean, They drafted with the intentions of her coming, but the protection of her not coming. That's why they drafted like that. So whether she come or not, pause. I think we still, like you said, it's not the draft we wanted because we wanted different players, but we still had a solid draft. It's up to her to develop into the player that we think she could be. I actually disagree with you a little bit. But it really depends on her offense. I do think she'll be able to play on the perimeter and be fine defensively and offensively, because look how many players in a W can't fucking defend. You get what I'm saying? So it really depends on how great her offense is.
Her offense is not my
no, I'm not saying it is. I'm saying
it's her defense.
Well, no, and that's what I'm talking about. But what I'm saying is, if put it to you like this, if her offense is bad, then her defense is gonna get exposed more. But if her offense is good, kind of like a dirt, you get what I'm saying? If your offense is good enough, then you could live with not having that great a defense. So
yeah, that's what I was saying. That's like basically what Coach Ivy was doing with Olivia. Okay, your defense ain't all that, but because your offense is so good, I could leave you in there.
Exactly. But I don't buy that. What everybody's saying about Olivia defense, I don't really buy that. I think Olivia got average defense. She don't, you know what I mean? You're gonna get beat sometimes. And my point in saying that is the people on Notre Dame who people felt like had good defense got beat too. But nobody complained about their defense because they known for defense, right? Whereas Olivia isn't known for defense, so every time she got beat on defense, everybody called it out. Oh, it's Olivia's fault. It's Olivia's fault. But I seen HVL cook Hannah Hidalgo, have her all out of position, and she's supposed to be a defender. I
Man,
seen
she straight cooked her, bro.
I seen Soya Citron chasing HVL out there. She supposed to be in defense. You get what I'm saying? So again, I'm not sitting here saying Olivia Miles got the best defense in the world. She don't, and she can get better at it. She can work on it. But I think people overreacted to her defense for real.
Yeah, but the reason I brought it up is because what you're saying, if the offense is not clicking, then it
then your
exposes
defense
how
is more.
bad
It absolutely.
exposes how bad your defense is. That's why I brought up the Olivia thing, because like I said, the last 6 to 10 games, her offense was not that good, and it highlighted how bad her defense really was. So that's because before that, nobody was saying how Olivia got garbage on defense. She wasn't saying
I
that,
still
and
think that's an
nobody wasn't
overrated
saying
take,
that,
bro.
and the coach wasn't sitting her, wasn't benching her. But because once her offense started stagnating, that's when people like, man, I didn't know Olivia defense was this bad, and then the coach now sitting her is different.
I
You know what I'm saying?
just
It's
think
different when your offense.
people overthought that, bro. Trust me, they overthought that take. But I feel
Listen,
you. Like we
I know what you're saying, but I'm just saying is that's just the way, that's just the world we live in. When your offense is not good, it makes your defense look worse. Even though you're playing the same defense you've been playing, it just look worse.
Nah, I feel you.
But yeah, man, like.
But Chad, what y'all thought about that video I just played about Aza Susa?
Sivka.
Well, they say Suska overseas. I know it's Sivka.
Suska.
Yeah, if you watch the overseas broadcast and you hear her say her name, they say I think it's Aja, I think it's Asia or Aja Suska. So basically, they say like if the I is a U, they say it like that. They say Suska. That's why I keep trying to say it correctly, but it feels weird because it's not how it's spelled. Like in America, we would say Sivka. Over there, they say Suska.
During the whole draft, that's all they were saying, and she ain't corrected them. So I'm like, hey, that's her name. Because I know if I was somewhere and everybody kept saying my name wrong, I would correct, like, hold up.
Nah, she probably like understand that this America, and you know. But yeah, like you said, man, she said that she can't wait to play with Angel. You know what I mean? She probably not gonna come over this year. But that's her right, because we got a solid team this year. Plus, we got a high draft pick next year. By that time, she might have developed even more.
We're assuming we're going to get a high draft pick. We might not. The Suns might end up balling out.
Nah, I doubt it.
Man, you don't think the Suns make the playoff?
No.
Who you think? Okay, so who you think? Which are the what are the 5 teams that are not going to make the playoffs?
That's not going to make the playoffs. All right. Connecticut.
Yeah.
Probably Washington.
Yeah.
Valkyrie. After that, I'm not sure, because every other team could possibly make the playoffs, right? So you could say the Sparks maybe, but the Sparks maybe can make the playoffs. Atlanta could possibly make the playoffs. They could possibly not make it.
I don't have the Mercury making it.
That's what I'm saying. Mercury is another team that could possibly make it, possibly not. Only reason why I'm saying they probably will is because of the star power on their team. Like, I feel like it's gonna will them some wins. The only way, hold on. The only way I feel like they don't make it though is and this is a real possibility with that team, is if injuries happen, right, and they lose one of these, if only one of their stars is carrying them, type shit, and like the other one is out, I could see them missing the playoffs. But if they pretty much have health all season, I could see them like making the playoffs, but making it as a low seed. You get what I'm saying? I feel like they got too many vets to miss the playoffs, even though their team is shaky.
So you got everybody making the playoffs. 5 people is 5 teams. Is 5 teams that can't make the playoffs.
I just told you like 4 of them. I'm confused. I just told you 4 that I didn't think was gonna make it.
You only got 3, bro, and then you said everybody else could make it.
No, yeah, I said everybody else had the possibility. So it's like, in other words, what I'm saying is, teams so outside of those 3 that I mentioned, I don't think is definitely making it, right? The other is certain teams that's right there, and that we don't know how good or bad they're gonna be. And Atlanta's one of them.
I'm asking for a prediction, so just slot somebody in. Yeah, we don't know. They haven't played a game yet, so we don't know how well any of these teams are gonna play.
I give you your prediction. Hold on, let me take a look at the teams. I shouldn't have did that. Hold on. Let me do this instead.
Bro, you think Malanga gonna be jamming on people in the games, bro?
No. That's why I'm getting tired of people talking about that narrative. She could dunk, because all these girls could dunk in practice.
No, but I
I
seen them playing highlights of her dunking in the game on people.
We'll see.
Well, I don't want to say highlights. A highlight.
All right, 1, 2. Three. Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. Probably Phoenix. This fifth one is difficult.
Yes, exactly.
Because it could be one. It could be one of 4 different teams.
That's my whole point. I feel like Connecticut have something that those other 4 teams don't have, and her name is Anissa Morrow.
Whatever, dog.
Hey man, don't start with your Nisa slander, man.
No. I like Anissa, but that's
the reason I brought it up is because not just her. I'm not saying like she's some otherworldly player, like she's just some, but she has the angel personality, the dog, the fight in her, the unwillingness to give up.
I agree with you, but she only played one position.
Yeah, so no, I'm saying that it's like Angel when that type of attitude is infectious. So it might make the other players, want to play harder.
What that's gonna do if Diamond and Shields don't show up? You forgot how bad Diamond is.
I'm not saying they definitely are going. I'm just saying.
I'm just reminding you who on the team. I agree with you with Anissa Morrow.
I already know who's on the team.
And what's her name? Shania Rivers. I agree with you. I like that team.
Stop the cap, bruh.
But they out there with Diamond and Shields and what's her name? What's her name gonna help her a lot though? Tina Charles gonna help her a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. All right, man. You know what? I'm rooting for Connecticut to make the playoffs now, just because of you, bro.
You can root all you want. You can root
Even
all
though
you
even
want.
though it's going against the Chicago Sky interests, I want them to make the playoffs, just so you could be like, all right, man. Connecticut.
So who the leader on that team?
Tina Charles.
Nah, not really. I mean, yeah, she one of them, but you telling me you believe in Mabry to lead them?
No, I believe in Tina to lead them.
See, the ball not gonna be in Tina's hands. The ball gonna be in Mabry hands.
Mabry not the point guard,
but it's gonna be in her hands though. That's the
the same. So it's gonna be in Tina's hands.
That's their go-to player.
You saying that?
I'm not saying that. That's who that was Chicago's go-to player, right? And then she went to Connecticut, and all of the players who's they go-to players left.
But the difference
He's
was
the go-to
Chicago,
player now.
Chicago didn't really have nobody else.
Connecticut don't got nobody else.
And by the time she went to Connecticut, she wasn't the go-to player anymore. Kennedy was.
You making my point, right? By saying that.
That's part of the reason why she wanted out.
So she lost her go-to player status, is what you're saying.
Listen, man, Connecticut they ain't gonna be fired, but they gonna be right there. I see them at the 9, maybe 8 seed.
Who? Did you say Connecticut?
Yeah.
Come on, man. You can't be drinking and getting on stream, man.
I don't drink. That's
no. I don't either. But you on something? You think Connecticut gonna be anywhere near the playoffs?
All right, watch.
Nowhere near the playoffs.
Unless they get injury plagued, and then they just say, all right, we just gonna tank. Which I doubt it, because they have all right, this is the thing. The other teams, all them bottom feeding teams that we were talking about, they could care less if they lose or not. Matter of fact, it's better for them if they lose.
Wait, what bottom feeding teams are you talking about besides the Mystics?
It's not the same. The teams that me and Brooklyn were just talking about.
Here's a funny thing is, I actually believe what he's saying about the Mystics more than the Sun. I think the Mystics has the ability to be better. I think a lot of people think the Mystics gonna be bad because they got a bunch of rookies. What people not realizing is they got a bunch of good rookies, right? So the Mystics have a chance to put it together. We don't know. They might come in and look like rookies and play bad for a couple years, or they might come in and have a little chemistry. So the Mystics, I believe, is a team that could surprise people. Connecticut, I don't know. They just don't have enough pieces. I like what they building. Anissa Murrow's a dog, so I'm with Mo3 with Anissa Murrow. But Anissa Murrow can't play for everybody else. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
She can't play for everybody else.
Yeah, you gotta have a starting five and a bench and good coaching. Because this is the toughest league, and you know what I'm saying, in the pros. It's still only a few teams. Valkyries are going to be bad because they just starting out. It's an expansion team, so we expect them to not win much. I don't see Connecticut. Connecticut literally was just throwing players together to fill their salary cap. Marina does not want to be there. When you have a player that does not want to be there, that player will literally cause more issues than you know what I'm saying? So that's why when she told Chicago, hey, I don't want to be here, they got rid of her because she said she didn't want to be there. Like, oh, and you have value, so we're gonna go ahead and trade you.
Yeah, but there's a difference there. The difference with Chicago is she has a year and a half left. She don't have a year and a half left. This is it. This is her contract year. She has to play good. She has to play
not
good
necessarily. They know her.
Next year, this is a contract year for her. So if she plays bad, if she tanking her stock. So she has
she can't tank her stock.
It's like, yo, we not trading you. Because
she's not taking
Mo3 making a good point. You making a good point, Mo. But what you sound like to me is that you believe in Mabry because it's a contract year. So you saying you believe in Mabry to lead? Because that's what she's gonna have to do to make the playoffs. She's gonna have to.
What I'm saying is the facts.
That's why I said I agree with you. You making a good point about that.
There's more reasons for Connecticut to play better than there are reasons for them to play bad.
Mo 3, I hear what you're saying. Well, I'm asking you a question. What I'm saying is, for that to be true, this is a contract year for Mabry, right? I agree with you. She has to play good to keep her stock up. I agree with that. So you basically saying because of those factors that you actually believe in her, like, to lead this team to the playoffs.
No, and why you keep saying lead? I never said she was going to lead.
No, because both things got to be true. You can't have one without the other.
No,
she can't play so well. She can't play so well and don't lead them to the playoffs.
You don't have to be the leader to play good, bro.
Okay.
But and for the record, I don't have them making the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I got 8 teams and then Dallas on the fringe. I got the.
That's why I say
Sky as a
I'm gonna
top
keep
5
it.
team.
I'm gonna keep it 100.
No.
The Sky could be because depending, we don't know what Sky we gonna see. I feel like the Sky is gonna play well because of the things that I always mention: with the defense, the rebound, the coach, and everything. But it's possible the Sky is on a is you know they're gonna be on a fringe of not making the playoffs. That's one of the teams. Atlanta, we don't know what Atlanta we're gonna see, right? They got 2 new bigs. We gotta see what Atlanta we gonna see. We don't know what we're gonna see. Dallas is one of them.
We don't know.
Like you said, Phoenix is one of them. So it's like there's a couple teams is like question marks. And then you let Nate tell it. You let Nate tell it. Seattle one of them teams too. So it's like the only team that we know for
I don't
sure.
have Seattle making the playoffs either.
The only
but this is what I'm
teams
saying. We don't know anything about these teams. We haven't seen them play. They could.
That's what I'm saying. And that's why when you ask me to make a decision, I'm like, it's hard, Mo 3. Like
because it's a prediction.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is that's even difficult because you get to a certain level when it's like, I don't know how to, until I see these teams play, I don't know how to predict it. I don't know what type of fucking, like you said, wings we gonna see. We might see a wings where it's like, okay, they really put it together and they, you know what I mean? Or we might see a wings that's still a player away. So they still,
and it's 2 seasons, right? It's
hard to make that prediction with certain teams. I gotta see them play first. Certain teams I don't gotta see play. Like I could tell you, I could tell you right now, without seeing the Valkyries play, they gonna suck. I can tell you that right now. I don't gotta see them play. Right?
And I can tell you right now, the Connecticut gonna suck. Connecticut gonna suck. Their roster suck. You saying Connecticut roster don't suck? Yeah, they got some good players.
It don't suck that bad. It's not.
They will.
I don't think
they literally lost their entire starting 5, and you throwing a bunch of players together that never played together before. That's gonna be a problem. And a coach that never coached before, brand new coach. Well, not in the W anywhere. It's gonna be different, man. It's gonna be a huge learning curve.
But that's like Dallas too. Dallas got a bunch of players never played together.
Yeah.
Coach, GM.
I never said Dallas is gonna be a playoff team. I'm gonna tell you my playoff teams: New York, Las Vegas.
See, so hold up. Wait a minute. So let me tell you my playoff teams first. Then you could go.
Hold on. You was already talking about it though.
I got one team out, and then y'all started jumping on me, bro. Like I said,
what's your playoff team?
I don't know if they're gonna be good or not. I just believe they're gonna be good because I believe in that woman over there named Angel Reese. So I believe this guy's gonna be a top 5, and I'm gonna say this until they not.
I agree.
So I got Chicago, Indiana, New York, Minnesota, LA, Vegas, and Atlanta.
Need one more. That's only 7.
That's not 8?
No, it's 7. Who'll be the 8th seed?
Oh, okay. Then I guess Dallas is in there.
Let's go to your teams again. What teams you said?
Chicago, Atlanta, New York, Indiana, Minnesota.
Well, name them from 1 seed to 8th seed.
Right.
See, this is more difficult. All right.
This your game. You want to play it.
All right.
Got mad at me. Give me 5 teams. Make a decision.
I didn't. But you want me to rank them from
Yeah.
record wise.
That should be easy.
I didn't give you no order. I just randomly
Right, just power rank them. Power rank them. Just
Stop
preseason power rank.
Stop complaining and name them from 1 to 8.
No, just go ahead. Go.
All right. It's a toss. All right. I'm gonna still give it to New York at number 1, Minnesota number 2.
Right.
I want the Sky to be 3, but
Go ahead, put it in there.
It probably might be Indiana, and then the Sky. You could interchange them either or. Flip
Yo,
them.
they would love that because I mean we play each other, right?
Yep.
No.
3-4.
No, 3-4 don't play each other.
4-5 plays each other. Yeah, 4-5.
4-5 and 2 and 3 play each other.
No, it's saying like the NBA 1-8, 2-7, 3-6, 4-5.
Yeah, and then 2 and 3. 1 and 4.
Are you saying like second round? But we talking about first round.
Yeah.
4-5 play each other right away.
Yeah, so you could switch them out. Either one could be 3 or 4. I want the Sky to be 3 though, just because.
Okay, who's 5?
And then 5. I'll. Oh man, you know what? I switch that. I'm gonna put the Las Vegas Aces at 4 and Fever at 5. Just because they got too many new personnel.
Yeah, I said the same thing. Yep, too many new personnel. Yeah.
It's gonna take them a while. Because this is based on record. You know what I'm saying? So it might take them some games. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Growing pains to learn to play with each other, and you know what I'm saying?
A lot of alphas,
yeah, during that process, they might drop some games here and there. So just because of the record wise, yeah, I you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I'm gonna put Vegas in front of them at 4. So I'm gonna put Chicago and Vegas is interchangeable, 3 or 4. You could switch either one of them. Oh man, then they could get it. Because if Chicago is 4 and Indiana is 5, then that's the matchup. All right, yeah. We're gonna do that then. So Vegas is
This taking this dude forever to do 5.
Vegas gonna be at 3, Chicago gonna be at 4, Indiana gonna be at 5, and we gonna kick their ass and knock them out. And then
6, 7, 8.
and then Atlanta, I give Atlanta 6. Damn, is Dallas? Man, you know what? I believe in Paige. I'm gonna give Dallas 7 and give Los Angeles 8.
I don't think Los Angeles is gonna be. Los Angeles might barely make it. But I noticed you left Phoenix out of there. Yeah, I noticed you left Phoenix out of there, which I also said the same thing. Phoenix might not make it. And I don't give LA. So with LA, you also got to remember, there's no Cam Brink at least until June, maybe. June is a maybe.
Yeah, that's one of the
And also, De'Erica Hamby is also pregnant again.
Are you sure? I don't know, man.
Dude, did you not see her at the draft?
Yeah, but that was
she either is pregnant again or she gained 30 pounds in her belly. Like, come on.
It's the dress she had on.
Yeah, that was like a maternity dress. But if she's pregnant again, then you got Brink and Hamby out for an extended amount of time. And you also got to remember, all they did was add Plum and another, the draft pick. The same team, without Brink again, went 9 and 26 last year. Worst record in the league. 9 and 26. I know there was tanking. It doesn't matter. It's the same team. Players don't try to tank. The coaching staff was. The players never try to tank. They try to win.
Yeah, that's
what people understand.
They got his ass up out of there.
Yeah, but the players try to win. The coaches, the coaches don't. They, moving around. But the players try to win. So these are the same team. You just adding the Plum. So I'm not necessarily saying they're gonna make it, but Phoenix might barely make it. I don't see Seattle making it, and Phoenix has no roster. I know Khalil was like, "Oh man, we got a solid roster." It's all right. You got a front-loaded roster. Me and Brooklyn talk about this all the time. We've seen plenty of front-loaded rosters in different teams, different sports, and it usually never works out. Because what happened the first year of the Miami Heat? They had a front loaded roster, made it to the final, but they didn't win because it was front loaded. And they redid it, you know what I'm saying? LeBron stepped up, whatever, but it's not gonna work with a front loaded roster. Like they have no bench.
If this was
They
like
had that
last
Phoenix
year,
Mercury team was
but because
right. That Phoenix
because so
Mercury
many
team was
teams got
better
better,
last year.
yeah, so many teams got better this year. It's like
Exactly.
that's not gonna work this year.
And then the fact that everybody looking down on the Sky, like they barely missed the playoffs. Barely. What an egocentric team. And you have a much better team with a
Yeah,
much
way
better
better.
coach and coaching staff. Like this coaching,
That's why
he
I
made sure.
you hit the nail on the head, Nate. I don't know why
Right.
people
It's-
out here crashing out, and we got a
Yeah.
way better team than we had last year. Why people not happy about that? Like,
Okay,
yo,
I want to say this. Let me say this. Okay, I saw someone say, crash out. I know they was up and gave the Sky an F and said they busted. Totally trash take. I'm sorry, that was a totally trash take. I love it, but that was a trash take. Saying it's an F and they busting on the draft when they got who they wanted. They got Sivka, who is I believe is a future superstar. Not now, but down the road. She develops, she will be a future superstar. Or a star. I said star to future superstar. Haley Van Lith not saying she is can be a Kelsey Plum prototype. But it's not the fact that we're basing everything off Tyler Marks. That's why he made sure he got the right coaching staff. He made sure he got a big coach to develop them. He got former head coaches, the Nigerian coach. He made sure he surrounded himself not just with black women, but smart black women that are, great at what they do. Not okay, not average. They're great at what they do. So yeah, I'm like, you know what? With this coaching staff, they'll do a lot better. And I'll say this every stream. Coaching matters. Like, look at Spoelstra, what he's done with that Heat team with like one to no superstars. You know what I'm saying? Went to the NBA Finals twice with just Jimmy Butler and Bam and a couple people. Like, come on, man. Coaching matters. So that's what I like to say. I get the lowest grade I've seen somebody give it was a C. And that was, like 100 Cruz. He's like, I give it a C, but I want to see. This is my immediate take. I want to see what it develops into. That's the lowest grade I saw was a C. But to give it an F, that means you're crashing out. You want them to I understand building through the draft, but I heard somebody say this on Hayes on Chicago Sky Central. It was a commenter. He said the Sky are in contend develop mode. Contend for the playoffs, not for a championship, and develop at the same time. I'm like, that's a perfect take. That's exactly what they're doing. You want to contend and still make sure you're developing. Because Jeff P, that's what he did before he became GM. He's a player development. He worked with a lot of superstars, Kyle, Sabali. He worked with all of them. And then he brought in Tyler, who was great at player development. But Tyler Marks made sure he surrounded himself with player development. It's not just him. We're focusing on people. It's the entire coaching staff that he surrounded himself with. That he like, I want to make sure that we focus on everybody. We develop all these players, in a great way. I'm going to surround myself with great coaches. That's what I'm banking on. The coaching staff, not Tyler Marsh, not just him, but Tyler Marsh and his coaching staff. So yes, I do think they will make an impact. Right, the rookies will make an impact. Not year one, maybe. There ain't no Angel Reese's and Camila Cardosas in this. But I believe they will have an impact. Not a great one, but they will make some type of impact and help in some way because you have a great coaching staff. Now, year 2, year 3, it'll be different. But to say they won't win in the entire 4 years that Angel and Camila, come on, man. Come on. It's a process, and I believe they know what they're doing because they actually, communicate with each other. Like, hey, this is what I want to do. This type of player I want. Like, all right, what we doing forward? Like, when they ask Jeff a question, he's like, oh, no, Tyler can answer that. Go ahead. So you want to take that away? He's like, yeah, this is what we're going to do. They're the answer for everything. This is what we want to do with her. This is how we see her going forward. Come on, man. Y'all got to let all that go. Y'all crashing out. Cheyenne Sellers wasn't picked to the second round for a reason, people. Like, look, then Brooklyn said it. Cheyenne Sellers was picked in the second round for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know why why they want Cheyenne Sellers so bad. That's not a good fit for Chicago.
Yeah, she wasn't a good fit. And I'm gonna say this. I was wrong. Brooklyn was right. Because I was like, yeah, Cheyenne, you know what I'm saying? He was like, she's not a good fit, Nate. What she tries to do in her game, it don't fit what the Sky doing. He was right. What Haley does fits with what they trying to do. Because they want to go up tempo, but you also got to be able to play half court. Like when the playoffs come, yeah, pick it. Thank you. And that's what Jeff said. What she did at TCU was heavily what the program is, a lot of pick and roll. And that's what it's going to be. You got a 6'7" big, you can pick and roll. You got a 6'3" big, Angel, pick and roll. And then whenever Sivka play, I think Sivka for Ajsa will probably take a year because I know it's FIBA year this year. So she'll probably be like, well, I'll probably come during after FIBA. But if she doesn't come this year, they said she's definitely coming next year. And that's why he picked Maddie just in case. Like Maddie is literally like an older Morgan Burst. You know, like a younger Morgan Burst. So I see Maddie actually sticking in this roster if Sivka doesn't come over, which I don't think she's really ready right now. Like she wants to play, she probably like, no, give me a year. And she'll probably come next year. And they're like, I gain about 10 pounds of muscle. You know what I'm saying? Not too heavy. Just gain about 10 pounds of muscle and work on your dribble. You know, work on your handles, year one. So that's what I'll say.
I even think the C grade is still too low because
it is low.
Yeah, you got to compare the team that we have now to the team we had last year, man.
Yeah,
and it's night and day. Like it's a gigantic.
It's night and day. Yeah, C is definitely too low. Yeah.
So I don't understand this. What are they talking about, man? Like people want. Listen, I'm not a big fan of Jeff. You know what I'm saying? He does some stuff that have me scratching my head. But there's a lot of stuff that he did right. You got to remember, he inherited this team with nothing.
Nothing.
Zero draft.
And that's what, like, zero. Thank you. Zero. I'm not a big fan, but I'm like, you know what? Until he hasn't messed up yet to me. I didn't understand the HBL pick yet or right away, but I'm like, you know what? It actually makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But what they're trying to do, and like I think Brooks said it. They get like they probably deciding like what you gonna do this year. You know, like let's see if we can get her, if she gonna be a point guard or a shooting guard, combo guard. Like let's see what we can get with her this year, what she can maybe turn into. And if they have that chance to get like an AZ next year or Olivia, then they'll, it's like, all right, we'll go from there. But no matter what pick you get from, next year, that's why I know they make sure they didn't trade the Connecticut Sun pick swap. They hold it on there for a reason. They want to, now imagine this team, right? And the Sivka takes a year off to develop and she comes back next year. Like remember, it's going to be a bunch of free agents. This team gets to the playoffs. Gets to the second round, loses, probably going against a powerhouse like the Aces or something. But you have something to build with. Like, all right, this team made it to the second round. Let's add to that. We have some more free agents. They come, they see, this is actually a winning culture. Because that's the thing. You have to build a winning culture. You can't just have a bunch of rookies and 1 or 2 vets. That's not conducive, man. That's not efficient. It don't work like that. You can't just have a bunch of rookies on the team and think you're going to win something. See the Sixers. They had Brooke? They had like 17 rookies and didn't win nothing. You know what I'm saying? They kept getting number 1 pick, number 2, number 3, and didn't go anywhere. You got all those draft picks and no actual winning culture. So what they're doing is making sure they develop and still contend for playoffs and build a winning culture. You have to have a winning culture. You just got a bunch of rookies and draft picks that don't know how to win, then who gonna want to play with them? You gotta have vets that want to play with these rookies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see what they're doing there. Like, Chicago trying to do something. Oh, okay. Now you add to this team, you know what I'm saying, another free agent, you never know who. Maybe Kai do come back next year. Or then they add an AZ Flood. Come on, man. Then you sped up the process. I'm telling you, Angel and Camilla, the fact that they was able to get them 2 last year, man, that was franchise changing. Getting those 2, and then Angel slipping to 7. To this day, I still can't believe she slipped to 7, and the impact she's had on this franchise. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of people don't understand basketball and then they feels, So I'm saying, like, so when they start winning, what you gonna say then? What you gonna say about Jeff then? Because Stan and this take of, oh, he need to be fired. Based on what?
I think
Based
something.
on what?
I think it's just like what Key was saying the other day. She admitted it. She like, you know what? I just don't like him. Because some people brought up some good points. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, you know what? That's true, but I just don't like him. So regardless of what happened, she said she want him to get them there, and then still get fired.
That makes no sense.
She just don't like him. Hey man, that's a prerogative. You know what I'm saying? She just don't like him. You know, with certain people just don't like. I got people that I don't know. I don't have a reason. I just don't like them.
I mean, I know the reason. It still don't make sense because if she was such a good coach, she would have a job right now, wouldn't she? I know it's all based on, oh, he fired a black woman. Okay, well, he didn't feel she was good at her job. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I've been rocking with you, but what we're not going to do is the Witherspoon slander, bro.
Hey, what's slander? What's slander? What's slander? What's the slander?
Sound like that's what you was about to get on some old. Like
where's the slander? Did I say anything that was true? I said if she was such a good coach, because they're like, oh, she's such a great. If she was such a good coach, then why? You know what? I'll say she's an okay coach for what she does, but she let them get away with too much, and that was her downfall. Letting Kennedy do what she needed to do and vent and throw stuff, and all those egos in the locker room. And what she said on the press conference, and like, oh, I don't know what's going on in the locker room. I just leave them alone. That was her downfall. That's not a good coach. You don't just this ain't old school, man. You can't just let them do whatever. You got rookies in there, impressionable rookies. And a rookie that came and took over, and these vets don't like that. They weren't used to rookies coming in and take over. They're used to rookies getting cut. So you got rookies in there, you know what I'm saying? For real. They're used to rookies just like, oh, you only finna get a few minutes. Angel came in and started every freaking game. They didn't like that. You should have checked them and helped us when you had the chance. And they went and threw you under the bus like, oh, yeah, she didn't know what she was doing, da-da-da-da-da. That's not a good coach, man. I'm going to be honest with you. That's not. You let your players do whatever and pretty much throw you under the bus because they like, oh, we was. And then after all start breaking up the press conference. Oh, we had to let her know what plans we wanted to run, and then it got better. Threw you under the bus.
All right,
you know what I'm saying? So, I ain't nothing. I'm spitting facts, right, Brooke? I'm spitting facts. That's what happened. Hey, that's what happened. That's what happened. I don't agree with everything Brooklyn say, but I'll be like, you know what? That was fact.
All right, I'm not going cap, bro. Like, Spoon kind of did it to herself, yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Just like Angel said, being too nice.
Yep.
But other than that, she's a good coach. She's just not a good locker room coach.
Doesn't all that go into being a coach of Brooklyn?
I don't think that's why she got fired though. That same press conference you just listened to, Nate, where they was talking about Sivka. You know how people be like telling you the T without telling you the T. You ain't notice how Jeff was saying, yo, even when me and Tyler Marsh disagree, we still know how to communicate.
I caught that.
That's why she got fired, because I think they wasn't communicating well, especially at the end of the season. Because Teaspoon, you gotta realize, Teaspoon is old school. 2, she played the game. So respectfully to Jeff, Teaspoon, like, I know more basketball than you. Trust me, and I'll get you there. Follow me. Like, I guarantee you that was the talk. Like, not in those words, but I feel like that was the sentiment. And Jeff probably see the game a different way. He wanted them to do something different, and they both was clashing because Teaspoon, I'm not saying Jeff is an analytical guy because I'm not sure, but I know Teaspoon is definitely not an analytical coach.
He is
so
an
I think,
analytical guy.
so I think
he's definitely analytical.
So I think they were clashing on play style and how they should play, and they will argue a lot and go back and forth. And I think that frustrated.
She bragged on hanging up on him. Yeah, she was bragging on. She like, oh yeah, I didn't want to hear this, so I hang up. That's not how you talk to your boss. I said that.
So I think he got frustrated at the end and was like, I think he kind of dealt with it in the beginning. I mean, I don't know if it was how long it was happening, but I think he dealt with her, leading the ship. I think he dealt with it, but I think at the end when he was kind of like wanting to have more input and they wasn't communicating well, I think that's why ultimately she got, along with the other things y'all mentioned too. But I think that's really what it was. I think it was the communication was breaking down between them.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Like when you brag and you on a podcast and you brag on hanging up on your GM and telling him shut up. Nah, and that's why I said when they messed up, that was like a popularity hire. When they hired her first, before they hired him, that was a bad take because the owners hired her. You know what I'm saying? They brought her in and then they hired her, so she felt like oh, I got connect. The owners hired me, so you need to listen to me. That was immediately a toxic relationship. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we can't communicate and I'm your freaking boss and you telling me to shut up and I know this and you know what I'm saying? Man, I know what I'm doing. Man, who you talking to? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, who you talking to? I've had those discussions. Matter of fact, I had one tonight. My freaking employee trying to tell me something. I was like, man, who are you talking to? I've been doing this, man. Get your behind over there and do your job. So it's an issue when people think they know me. Like, I don't care how long you've been doing this job. You do what I say because I'm your freaking boss. You know what I'm saying? And when you got employees that don't want to listen, like, hey, thanks for your contribution, but that's it. I don't need nothing from you. You gone. Bye. Because if you can't communicate with your GM and you try to tell your GM shut up and you hanging up on them, like, oh yeah, I'm firing you soon as the season over with. Like, for real. Like, I'm getting rid of you. Just because she a black woman don't mean she's good at what she do. I'm sorry.
Well, that part
she could be a great person,
I
know that's the stain that's been put out there. Oh, she's that. What that mean? I don't. Noel, you know what I'm saying? Noel Quinn needs to be fired. She all these superstars and can barely get past the first round.
I do think she's a good coach. A lot of the narrative that was put on her was she was inexperienced and this, that, and the third. But like, there's certain things that you can see, like how you said, Nate. They were saying that before the Olympic break, they had an offense that a lot of the vets didn't like. And they said she implemented a new offense, right? So that shows growth right there. That shows when you see you doing something wrong and you go in and fix it. So she implemented a new motion offense after the All-Star break. But so that's why I don't buy. I think she caught a raw deal. Did she do everything right? Probably not. Like, it is what it is. We all human. Who does the right thing all the time, right? Sometimes you do the wrong thing on your job, or whatever the case may be. So does she do everything right? Probably not. But I don't think I don't think she did enough to be labeled a bad coach. In fact, what she did with that team, that team was trash. So what she was able to do with that team, I think should be respected and applauded. Right.
Exactly.
If I was her,
okay, wait, hold on, bro.
Hold on. Let me land my plane, and I'm almost done. If I was her, I would try to get an assistant job somewhere in the W. She already got another head coaching job in Unrivaled, but I would try to get an assistant job in a W somewhere, just so I could put in my hours, right? So people could feel like I put in the work. So I would be an assistant somewhere in the organization for a season or two, and then I would try my hand again at another head coaching job later on. But right now, I would just be an assistant, in one of these organizations.
Yeah. No, she didn't initiate the motion offense. You see, you probably don't understand what they were saying. They told her the plays they wanted to run. And it's like, hey, we need to run this play because they said she had no adjustment. There were no, at the time, no ATO
We heard
plays.
two different interviews. I heard an interview where they said that she implemented a motion offense. That's what I heard.
Izzy was basically saying, I mean,
I heard that Izzy interview. I heard it. As a matter of fact,
now basically what she was saying is that they told her the plays they wanted to run. That's basically how they, kind of threw her under the bus to the report. So basically how she said it in a conference and then how she told the reporters off, in the back room, not in front of the cameras, but wrote down is that's basically what she told, and basically Andy Constable, that she didn't know what she was doing and they had to tell her plays. That's basically what I'm saying was in the article. That they didn't know so we had to tell her the offense we wanted to run and the plays we wanted to run. So in that language, they saying we had to tell her the offense that we wanted to run, and that's why we wanted to plan better because we told her what to do. That's basically how that came out. That's basically that language is the only way we start playing better because we told her what we wanted to run, and that's how she got sold under the bus. I mean, Izzy did that back interview with Andy Constable. and was like, yeah, we had to let her know what players we wanted to run, and that's why we started playing better.
But that doesn't even make no sense because they actually played worse.
Yes, they did. So I was confused on what she meant at the All-Star break. Y'all won like what, 2 games after the All-Star break? One? Was it 2 games?
It's not even, I'm not even just talking about the wins and losses. Just
They look horrible.
Play. The actual
Yeah.
play was worse.
So what she was basing that on, I think, was her play.
Was
Her
that
play
she started?
was
Yeah,
exceptionally
she had
worse.
one good game, and that was when Angel got hurt. And it was like and I remember that. I don't know, Brooke, if you remember that post game interview when she had that good game, and people was like, "Oh yeah, we didn't need Angel. She was clogging the offense," and she was saying. She literally said she was a free agent. It was like, yeah, I just want to show what I can do. And, if I just had the time, I could do this for any team. I was like, oh, for real? That's how you feel? And what happened in this game? 9 points, 2 rebounds. One for 16. Next game after that, 4 points, 3 rebounds.
Trash.
Yeah, I remember all that.
Yeah, I'm like, what happened, Izzy? I was like, what are people at? What are people on Twitter that was saying, oh, we didn't need Angel? That's the only game we won was one. Uno. After Angel went down. Come on, stop that. Because we had no Kennedy and we still with Angel. And if we didn't win, we was in the game. You know what I'm saying? After that, blowouts. So you ain't finna tell me Angel don't make a difference. Even as a rookie. I ain't trying to hear that. I ain't trying to hear that garbage. But we can go back talking about the draft. My bad. I just totally went off key.
It's all good. The show over now. I'm just letting y'all get your shit.
But I agree with Mo3. I believe the Sky will also be a lot better than people think because of, the fact Tyler Marsh surrounded himself with great coaches.
I agree with that too. What I was saying was because Mo3 was asking what teams do I think is not going to make the playoffs until we see these teams play, because these teams are on paper right now, so we can sit in here and talk about who going to do what and this one and that one. You know what I mean? So we blew in the face, but at the end of the day, till we see these teams play, we don't know who's going to do what. So that's what I was saying. There's a bunch of teams that could either be good or bad, depending on, how they come out and play. To me, I think Chicago. So when I look at Chicago, I think Chicago is in a good place because I think Chicago is going to hang their hat on defense and rebounding, and that's something that you can rely on. So I'm comfortable saying Chicago going to have a good season because of that. You get what I'm saying? But there's certain teams that's maybe going to be more offensively orientated, and I'm not so sure how they're going to do. You get what I'm saying? So when you start talking about the Atlanta Dreams, when you start talking about the Atlanta Dreams, and you start talking about the Phoenixes or the Dallas Wings, you know what I mean? It seems like that. When you start talking about those teams, like you said, they could the LA Sparks, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Are they gonna make the playoffs or miss it? They're gonna be on the fringe. It's gonna be on one of those things. But I gotta see. If I see them play, I could tell you much better who's not making the playoffs. But right now, I'm not sure. Like you said, LA got a lot of injuries, so you could kind of probably pencil them in the midst of the playoffs. And then the same thing with the Phoenix. Phoenix don't really have but I feel like when you got AT, I feel like she's gonna will them just some wins, but we gonna see.
Yeah, but how many? Because it's 44 games this year, and
that's what I said.
Who's her backup, right? You know what I'm saying? Who's her backup? Who's Sabley? Sabley's gonna miss at least 15 to 20 games, at least. Yeah. So who's her backup when she's out?
They definitely not gonna be healthy.
Nah. And then, matter of fact, remember, Kyle started getting hurt a lot more because she was trying to do a lot. She got hurt in Unrival, her ankle. She had a whole boot on. And matter of fact, towards the end of the season, right before the playoffs, she was hurt. Matter of fact, I think it was the same foot. So you be playing year round, and if you're not resting that foot, you're not resting that injury, man. You putting all that stress on it. If you're trying to hurt, you want to win, and you're doing so much for that team, and you ain't got no. That's what I'm saying. If it's so front loaded and they don't have no good bench, like soon you put your bench in and you up 15, and all of a sudden you got to hurry and put the starters back in because now it's been 3 minutes, and now you know what I'm saying. The lead been cut down to 3. You know what I'm saying? So you have to almost keep your starters out there. Starters gonna be at the average of like 30 minutes a game. And how long can that last? Not long, definitely not before the playoffs. So, like, you can probably do that doing like for a certain time, but not during the whole season. If that happens during the entire regular season, man, they're gonna be beaten down before they even get to the playoffs.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to have an actual. That's what I was like. This Sky team, the team they built is actually a balanced team. Like, I like the way they built it. So they got a momentum changers coming off the bench. You got shooting. You got a lot of shooting. I was hoping that defense sticks. But Maddie, her senior year was literally her worst year. But before that, man, she had been killing. Like, she's a decent passer. She can still rebound. Like, you go back for her previous years, she's a 7 to 8 rebound person. So she can shoot, she can rebound. She has decent defense. She's not a bad defensive person. She actually has decent interior defense. So, but yeah, Notre Dame just, she threw her in the starting lineup way too soon. She had her coming off the bench a few more games, so she stuck her in there. But the balance they have in this lineup is actually pretty good. It's rounded. You know what I'm saying? You can play interchange. You can play Angela and Maddie together. Angela at the center spot or whatever you want to go. You want to go long 3, 4, and because Kia Nurse can also play point guard. She played point guard for Sparks too, so she can go 1 through 3. Kia Nurse can go 1 through 3. So there are a lot of interchangeable positions, and it's like they're going towards like the more modern NBA. They try to make bring it to the WNBA like without positionless. Basically rotate, interchange the players. So I like it, man. They're gonna be pretty good. I know everybody expecting. They turn them into the villains. Like, oh, somebody else said that. Since when did AGL and Angel playing together? How is that so toxic? How is that toxic, man? I don't understand. It makes no sense. Like when they was asking the draftees, bench cut start, and Haley was the only one that cut Caitlin. I'm like, y'all asked her a question, then try to, roast her when she answered. Everybody was like, oh, I'll start everybody. She was like, I'm gonna start DT because she a legend. I'm a bench on that score. I'm gonna cut Caitlin. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna do the same thing.
Hey, listen, but I was watching the thing live, right? So I was shocked when I seen people making all these videos about this shit because they asked
crazy,
and Haley wasn't the only one that cut her. It was like,
but they edited that, put that together, and made it seem like she did, yeah.
That benched her. So I don't know why they making it seem like she's the only one that did it. She's not the only one that did it.
Because she's on the team with Angel, that's why.
Exactly.
That's why.
And but another thing I want to bring up about with the coaching, the Chicago Sky, you know what I'm saying? Because people are underselling the coaching thing. Each one of his coaching is not just like a good coach, but they have a specialty. They have a specialty. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody just said in the chat about the defensive shoot, her name just slipped my mind. The one that
the Atlanta coach. Or Nigeria?
Yeah, she's a defensive coach. Yeah.
Oh
right.
yeah.
She's a defensive coach, and then
that defense they was playing in the Olympics, man.
The one that he got one that's good. That's that develops post players. Then he got
Courtney Parrish
that develops shooters. Like he built this thing for basically covered
for every position. Yes,
all his bases. Like we got the. You know what I'm saying? We got the coach for dedicated to defense. We got the
coach for wings.
We got the coach dedicated to the post players. We got the shooting coach. We got
Tanisha Wright. She the coach for the wings. Yep. Yep. Coach for the Wings. Yep.
Yeah, so like they got to me, I feel like they have the best coaching staff.
Yes, they do.
Don't forget about his father.
Oh
yeah, his father.
He got the guru. He got the guru just chilling.
He's like, hey, Dad, you want to come on and help me out? Go ahead, make sure I got. That's what I'm saying, man. Y'all want to just put everything, y'all glazing over these things. No, we have confidence. Ain't nobody said they win the championship. I said they actually do better than what y'all think. They actually some good draft picks. They had a good draft. You know what I'm saying? They made sure they got a balanced roster. And I have confidence in the coaching staff. I don't have confidence in one man. I have the confidence that this one man brought in a good coaching staff. Like y'all don't have confidence in these. No, go ahead.
No. I'm piggybacking off what you and Mo3 saying because y'all cooking. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna take it back to the lineup because y'all absolutely right about the coaching staff. Y'all already cooked that point. I'm happy that they filled the need that we needed, which is backup point guard, right?
Yeah.
Haley Van Lith proved last year she could play point guard. So all this, she still got to prove it. That's bullshit. She already proved she could play point guard, right? So I'm happy that we got a younger because my issue was Vandersloot is nice and she had a historic career, but she's still old. You know what I mean? Now, I think she still got some juice in the tank, and I still think she could play. But I'm happy that we got a young guard that's going to learn from her. We got a young guard that's going to play behind her and learn from her. So we filled the need that we needed. We filled that role. And as far as the other need that I feel like we need, listen, man, we got 3 small forwards. One of them better figure it out. They all can fly. One of them got to figure it out. We got 3. We got 2 that's 6 foot and 1 that's 6'2". And then if we don't even know if this girl gonna come over or not. So we might have one that's 6'4". You get what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be honest with you, Rebecca Allen. I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't heard anything, but I'm really hoping that Jet find a way to bring all 4 of these rookies in, regardless. You know what I mean?
But the fourth one is hurt, so she'll be almost like a draft staff. Yeah.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. I hope she's still because if she gets help, I don't know what her injury. Like, I will have to see what her. No, I know. Okay, that's ACL. Okay, that's what I wanted to know how long she's gonna be gone because my thing is once she gets healthy, she a really good player too. So I would like let's just say she was healthy. I wouldn't have mind them getting rid of no disrespect of a Rachel Banham, trading her away because Rachel Banham gonna give you some threes, but that's it. Give me the athletic defensive wing that could develop into something. I'd rather have that on the roster. But if it's the ACL, that's a pipe dream. We can't really do nothing with that until next year.
Hey, but don't 100% quote me on that. It's just what people were saying in KSAP stream. Everybody was in agreement that that's what it was. So I'm just going off what they going. So if it turns out that's not what it is, I didn't bring you the news. I'm just repeating what I heard.
What you hear?
That it's her ACL and she's out of there.
Oh yeah, I heard that too. Yeah, right. That's why when they showed the video, she couldn't move when everybody was celebrating because her foot's hurt. They asked about her injury, and it's like we're gonna get with her the medical staff and make sure she rehabs properly. So they know she hurt, but they want like man, you see her highlight like she needs to extend her range, but man, she's a killer. She's a killer. I saw her. She's athletic. She got length.
And the most important thing about her, Nate, is her defense. Like that's what.
Yeah.
That lockdown defender we need. She would have been that.
I don't know, but you think because she's injured, like they some type of exemption for that?
Yeah, so just like the Aces did with Elizabeth Kitley.
Yeah,
so she won't sign her. So she won't sign her contract.
Might be able to keep her then.
Yeah, we could. So she won't sign her contract, but she'll still be at like the facilities and stuff, and make sure she rehabs, get with the medical staff, and then next year when she's healthy, just like when the Aces deal with Kitley, then she signed her contract and it was like a free agent signing.
Oh shit!
Because she signed her rookie contract.
Then.
Huh? Yeah. Now we in that swimwear. Yeah. Next year swimwear. Yes, sir.
Cause I really like her defense, man.
Yeah, she tough.
Yeah. So we had two perimeter defenders because you don't know what area. I think Ariel stays, especially we win because she sees what they're putting together. You know what I'm saying? And she wanted to come here. So she said, "Oh, you're in Chicago. I want to go there." So she asked to come to Chicago. Y'all hear the interview? She actually wanted to come here. Main person, she was like, "Oh yeah, I saw Angel and her competitiveness and how she wants to win." I was like, "Yeah, I can play with her." Man, y'all, come on, man.
Hey,
Come on, but nobody want to play with Angel though, right?
I'm not the biggest Jeff P fan, but they need to stop the slander, man.
They need to stop that slander.
They brought the spy back from the death. So that means he found a way to save both the picks.
Yeah.
So we get
because I see he been strategic with his picks. Yeah. Because look, like you said, we had no picks last year. Yeah, we had no picks last year. Yeah.
I don't want to hear nothing from these people slandering JP no more, man.
Yo, he saved 3 picks, Moldry. He saved 3 picks, right? So the 2 picks you just mentioned in this drive, right? We was giving up. We was gonna swap with Minnesota next year, right? He said, "Fuck that. Just take that pick. Y'all can have that pick, right? Give us this pick in this drive." So now we got the 2 picks that he saved in this pick, and then we don't even got to worry about swapping next year, right? That's out the window. And then we got the, which you don't think might be a lottery pick because Connecticut might be good. But you got Phoenix being bad.
No.
You got Phoenix being bad, though.
But I'm saying there's a possibility that, you know what I'm saying, we don't know. It's toss-up.
Nah, but you got Phoenix being bad, so either way, we get a lottery pick.
You're right. Either way, we get a lottery pick, yeah.
It's between Phoenix and Connecticut. So we take the best pick out of whoever had a worst season. So in other words, if they both bad, we just watching. We just be seeing which one worse. Which one gonna be worse?
That what I'm saying, man. Jeff it be wheeling and dealing, man.
And that's why to get that 26 pick swap, he had to take on Mariah Jefferson's contract. That's why we have Mariah Jefferson. He's like, "Man, why she here?" That's because that's why we got her, because to get that. He's like, "All right, I want another pick." He's like, "All right, you gotta take Mariah." He's like, "What?" He's like, "You gotta take it." He's like, "All right, bet." He's like, "Let's do a pick swap then." So that's how he was able to get that pick swap, because he took on Mariah Jefferson's contract. Because they would have did, you know what I'm saying, like pick. They wanted some players. He's like, so they got some more players because they could still stay competitive, but he had to take on Mariah Jefferson's contract.
So
that's how we got that pick.
Brian, you going a little too far there. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust Jeff as far as I could throw him.
Hey Brian, appreciate you for the $2, Brian.
What do you say?
He said in Jeff P he trusts. I'm like, yeah, well, not me, because I don't trust him as far as I could throw him.
Well, I'm gonna trust him for now. I'm gonna trust as far as what he's done right now. My trust is like,
my head. I'll be like, why would you do that?
Wait, which part? What got you scratching your head? Which part?
Not nothing he did lately. I'm saying before.
Okay, what before?
Like
what?
Like the Mabry shit at first. I was like,
what, trading her? She wanted to get traded though.
Yeah, so
you don't keep a player that don't want to. No.
Every player that wants to get traded, you just trade them. And it's not even that he traded her, it's when he traded her.
That's when she asked for the trade. Because she said, "I'm gonna give it a shot," and everything, and then she's like, "You know what, go ahead and trade me around All-Star break, that way it's a break and everything." That's when she requested it. He was like, "All right."
He requested it when they was a 6 seed.
Look, you can't force. You see what how bad Connecticut looked by forcing her to stay there? That looked bad. But guess what? He was able to get 2 draft picks out of her, 2 first-round drafts. So I'm cool with it. That's a win. And then the fact that the 26th draft, the draft where everybody stayed, they was like, "You know what? I'm gonna stay." Olivia Miles, Tanaya Lobson coming out that draft, AZ Flood coming out that draft. We don't need Lauren Betts, but Lauren Betts coming out that draft. Like, it so happened because the Bulls did it. They had a 4.4% chance, 1.2% chance to get number 1 pick, and they got it. If the Connecticut Sun pick swaps to number 1, Trade down one spot just so you can get who you're gonna get.
Right. Just look at it like this. What pick did he get for Mabry?
He got 2 picks. He got the number 10 pick.
Yeah.
And he got a pick swap for 2026.
So where did he get the 3rd pick from?
Oh, that was the 2nd round pick. And the second. I think it was the second round pick next year. So he got 2 firsts and a 2nd.
All right. So he got Sivka out of there. Because that's who he drafted 10th.
Yeah. We got Sivka.
Yeah, because the Haley Van Lith 11 pick was some late trade he did to get that pick.
Right. That was from the Angel Reese trade. Yeah, that was from the Angel Reese trade. When he traded up to get Angel Reese.
No. That was the trade that he did with Minnesota.
Yes, for Angel Reese. They went up one spot to get. Yes. How you gonna tell me?
The Angel Reese trade was a pick swap.
No, I'm
talking about the trade he did like a couple days before the draft.
Listen. Mo three. I'm gonna go back. I'm finna tell you. So when they traded, initial trade they had when they traded and got the 8th pick, and they traded Giuliano and they got that pick. So when they traded and got the 8th pick, that was from LA. That was originally the spot. They was in the 8th spot. Minnesota was in 7. Let me finish. And so when they traded up and did it a pick, they traded up one spot with Minnesota. They traded, they did that pick. They traded Sika Kone that year. And they also traded this year's picks, 2026 picks. 2026 is pick swap. Because it wasn't back-to-back year. In 2026, it was a 2026 first-round pick swap. So they was like, hey, instead of pick swapping, we're just going to go ahead and give you the rights to our pick. And you give us the rights to your pick this year. They was like, all right, cool. So we took their pick this year, and they're going to take our pick next year. That was our right pick, what they would have got anyway. But we still have our pick swap from Connecticut. Yes. Look it up. Look it up right now.
Listen. What you're saying is correct, except for the fact that there's no guarantee that they would have got that pick anyways. Because if we had a worse pick than them, it wouldn't have been no pick swap.
But I understand that.
We would have kept that pick. So
I'm saying the initial thing, right?
And we get the 5 pick.
But the initial terms was pick swap. So they was like, hey, we're going.
That was the end. That's my whole point. That was the end of the deal. He had to go and renegotiate another deal.
I literally just said that. They had to renegotiate, like, hey, we're going to go ahead and give you the rights to our pick.
Because of the injuries thing. It's because of the deal that he did a few days before the draft.
I'm saying that was the original. Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying, right? That was the original Angel Reese pick trade. Then when they traded up to get Angel Reese, they went from 8 to 7 to get Angel.
That's where the pick swap. You can look it up if you go to that.
That's literally the pick.
I'm talking about the deal he did a few days before the draft to get the.
That originally came from last year when they traded with Minnesota to go from 8 to 7 to get Angel.
All right. Put it like this. Say that there was never no deal to get Angel. Would the deal still be the same?
No.
Yes, it would. Because all he did was say, yo, you get our pick.
No.
Because they didn't own the pick.
Somebody pull up the player transactions from last year and show this guy that they traded with Minnesota pick swap rights when they traded up from 8 to 7.
Swap rights, but they didn't own the pick. So there was a chance that Chicago could have still kept the pick.
Brooklyn, what is he talking about?
To swap the pick. The deal that they made
I'm confused.
a few days before the draft was to give the pick.
I'm confused.
The ownership of the pick. That's
I'm
different than a
confused.
pick swap.
I'm confused.
Why are we talking about the past?
I'm confused. He had me confused. I don't know what he's talking about. But either way.
Because I brought up the deal that he made a few days before the draft, and he's telling me that's because of the Angel Reese thing. And I'm like, they could have still
They could
have made that same deal without the Angel Reese thing ever happening, because it doesn't.
I thought the Angel Reese deal was made during the draft. Y'all might be talking about two different things. I'm pretty sure.
So he's talking about the pick swap trade.
Can I fucking talk? Y'all was just talking for 20 minutes.
Go ahead.
What I think happened, because I didn't look at it in a while, so I could be misremembering. But if my memory serves me correct, I'm pretty sure that when the draft started, Chicago had 3 and 8. And as the draft was going, Chicago did a deal during the draft with Minnesota to move up to 7. When they moved up to 7, they did a deal with Minnesota to do a pick swap. That's when they did that deal. So I don't know whatever happened a few days before the draft. I don't know what y'all talking about, but
I'm talking
during
about
the
what
draft,
happened in this draft of how the Sky got the 11th pick for this.
Okay,
draft.
so I'm now confused. Why are we talking about that? The Angel Reese
No, because
thing
I brought that up, and he said, and he telling me it's because of the Angel Reese thing, and I'm like, yo,
That's Brooklyn just said that.
If the Angel Reese thing didn't happen, it's not the same deal.
Wait, if you talking about this draft, it has shit to do with the Angel Reese thing. What are y'all talking about?
Exactly, that's what I'm trying to tell him.
The only thing that it does have to do with the Angel Reese thing is they gave up the swap. They said instead of us swapping picks, you keep the pick. They told Minnesota you keep the pick, because during the Angel Reese deal is when that swap came into place. It was no swap, right? They moved up to 7 with Minnesota, and then Minnesota negotiated a swap. I don't know what this is, something new. They don't do this in the NBA. I do not like pick swaps. There's some WNBA shit y'all like doing over here. Let's swap our picks.
Okay, I had it pulled up right here. I'm finna read it.
They do two.
Let me read it.
In the NBA. That's how Boston.
I'm finna read it. Let me read it. The Chicago Sky traded up to
when he done.
The Chicago Sky traded up to acquire the number 7 pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, which they used to select Angel Reese from the Minnesota Lynx. In the trade, the Sky sent the number 8 pick, Sivka Kone, their 2025 second round pick, and the rights to swap their 2026 first round pick to the Lynx. If they don't do that trade from 8 to 7, there's no swap rights. That's my point.
Yeah, and that point is correct. My point is that if they don't do that deal, they could still do the deal that they did a few days before this draft, because all they did was they gave him the pick. They didn't give him nothing. That they gave him something that Minnesota didn't already have.
Now, yo, y'all be having the silliest arguments. Why was y'all arguing that?
He just went all the way around.
Hey, listen, I'm not mad. Hey, actually, I'm not even mad because y'all listen.
Oh my Lord!
Listen, I'm not even mad because y'all just gave the people content. So they wanted to. I guess it was entertaining.
Jesus Christ!
Y'all really argued
Freaking Mo3, man. My God!
I'm glad y'all argued that.
You got me a headache, man. I got a straight headache, man. Jesus Christ.
Man, that's content. That was great content, man. I might make it a short.
Have me pull it up. Have me pull that up. I literally had to pull that up. I'm like, oh wait, okay, now Jesus
technically
Christ.
y'all both right. You know that.
Yeah.
Nate is right in what happened, and Mo3 is right. Like they didn't have to do that. They could have still made this deal, but so what? Though? Y'all funny, man.
Jesus Christ. I just did all of that. But yeah, we both right. Literally just went around in circles. And I just realized what he was talking about.
Make
My
that
God.
short.
Don't do it. Don't listen to Daniel.
Jesus. But as far as Jeff P, the fact that, like you said, he came in as a GM, we had no picks in the 2024 draft. But you know what I'm saying? Because James Wade had traded everything away. But we had 0 picks. Kyle was, you know what I'm saying? Kyle, we couldn't get no free agents. So they said, hey, Kyle, this is what we're going to do. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and find you a place where you can continue. She was like, all right. She did. For all you idiots that keep saying, I'm sorry, I got to call you idiots because you don't know what happened. You keep saying Chicago crowd. She went out of Chicago. Lies. No, she didn't. She said from her own mouth she didn't want out. They came to her and said, hey, this is what we're going to do since we couldn't get no free agents. We want to make sure you contend. She loves Chicago. She did not request out. So, no, she didn't request out. So, that never you hit me. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, my wife bothered me. No, what was I saying? What the heck was? Oh yeah, so he traded Kyle to Phoenix, got their third pick, and then was like, "All right, bet I need another one because I want to get Angel." He saw what's happening. They talked to her like, "Hey, we need that person to know how to win." So that's when they traded Julie Alleman, Liga Rule to LA for the 8th pick, and then they traded Minnesota to the 7th because they didn't know if she was gonna fall past Minnesota or not. Which I'm glad they still did. They didn't know if Minnesota was going to draft or not, but they didn't want to take that chance. And all people that saying Jeff didn't want her, he absolutely did. You're not trading for nobody. You're not letting your coach tell you to trade up against somebody unless you really want them. So I need y'all to stop with that take because it's a horrible take. Khaled didn't want out of Chicago. Jeff he said we came to her, let her know what was happening. Like, hey, since we couldn't get these free agents, we're going to go ahead and see if we can put you in a situation where you can win. She was like, okay, cool. So I need y'all to stop. Those are all facts. You can look all that up. I'm done. I don't want Brooklyn because Brooklyn said I'm going off on rant, so I'm done.
I still gotta disagree with that because
now you good. Y'all carrying the show. Y'all can't listen. Do your thing.
I feel like Jeff would, if left to his own devices, would not have drafted Angel, bro. Because of the fact that he feel like she can't shoot. He's obsessed with bigs that could shoot. Like from the small forward and power.
Oh, you saying you don't agree with that? He did want Angel. You don't have to have. That's why you surround your bigs with shooters, though. I mean, but that wasn't her fault. So you look at all her tape, not just LSU. You look at all her tape from even her high school to Maryland, she was a shooter. In Kim Mulkey's system, she don't want her big shooting. She doesn't want her big rebounding.
I know.
So that I'm not
one of the ones that pointed out all the time about that. Kim Mulkey
so that's
like kind of messed up her game. But
she wants to shoot.
But what I'm saying is from his point of view. That's why I made sure I said he thinks she can't shoot. Because only coming out of her is her 2 years at LSU. He wasn't.
No, that's not.
Before then.
Yes, he was. Come on, man. You're a GM. You're gonna look at the entire tape. You're not gonna tell me his scouts.
He wasn't the
and him as a GM isn't gonna look at her entire tape. He's just gonna look at 1 year or 2 years. Like, you know what? She can't shoot, but I'm gonna draft her anyway. Come on, man. You're not gonna draft somebody and be like, hey, you can't shoot, but I'm gonna draft you anyway. I don't really like you. Come on, man. No, that's not even good business. That's not even good business. You're not gonna, if he didn't think like, oh, you're not a good shooter, but even if he thought that, like, you know what, this is what I'm going to do with you. You talk to that person like, hey, you want to shoot, and they tell you like, yeah, I want to develop. I want to be a stretch four. So they talked to her, and he was like,
and he still signed her.
And he on a training. Did he re-sign her? No. He was like, hey, we're gonna give her a chance.
That's my whole point.
Come on, man. If he didn't like Angie, he would have traded her. If he didn't like her, he wouldn't have drafted her. Drafting and signing someone for the 1 year is different.
This is the thing. In his mind, he was thinking, oh, now allegedly.
Well, you don't know how that man think, man. Come on. I'm going on based off facts and stuff I've seen and stuff he said. You going off stuff you feel what he thinks. I'm going out actual stuff he's basically said and what I've seen him do. You know what I'm saying? He said she wants to be a stretch four. So if I talk to you like, hey, we want you, what do you think, where you want your game to go? And they say, hey, I want to be a stretch four. I know I'm not my percentages, but if this is what I want to do, this is what I want to be. Bet this is what I'm going to develop you into. Yeah, I'm not drafting you, and I feel you're going to be trash. I'm not wasting a draft. So you're not listening. You're going based on what you think.
I think that Jeff went to go see her at LSU and was like, hey, and she told him she wanted to be a stretch four.
She said it, man. Do you not pay attention? Look, I've been watching women's basketball for the longest.
When did she say
What
that?
you mean? When did she say that, dude? She said that last year when she was a rookie. I watched
Exactly.
every interview, man.
Drafted it after she was already playing on the team, right?
Dude, oh my God. If you tell me before I draft you, this is where I want to be, this is where I see my career going, then it's going to take time to develop that. Of course, it's going to take time. Like, hey, this is where I see you going. Just like Haley.
Hey,
Come on, man.
All right. I'm just going to leave it at this, man. Who does Angel Reese give credit for wanting her in Chicago? Who did she say went and talked to her to bring her to Chicago?
What's that matter? The GM still got to draft you.
She didn't say Jeff P. She said Spoon brought her
The
there.
GM still got to draft you. I don't care. Hey,
Jeff wanted her there.
hey, guess what? When coaches come to your school and say come to my college, guess who still has to sign off on giving you the NIL money? The dean. The dean still got to be deemed you worthy.
But I'm just
The
saying,
company still got to deem you worthy, man. Come on.
You're trying to make it seem like, oh, Spoon wasn't responsible for her being there. When she was the one that was responsible for Angel being there.
Okay, I'm just gonna agree to disagree because I ain't gonna be talking on circles with you again because you're not making sense. I'm going based off, like I said, of actual facts. I'm going based off actual facts, stuff I've seen.
If Jeff was the one who wanted her there, why did Teaspoon have to fight so hard for that?
How? Where did you see, or where did you read, or where did you hear that she had to fight to get her drafted? Tell me. And I'll look it up right now. Oh, okay, that's what I thought. Lies. You know what I can't show you where it is? I can show you on the Sky page where he was like, man, we want to get Angel. This is the player we want. I'm glad she was there. We wanted to make sure we traded up to get her. I can show you where that is. I can show you where he was scouting. He's like, man, we be scouting her. And this and that. I can show you that.
Hey, Chad, you like this trio right here? This should be the show right here.
I can show you that.
80s Nate and Mo 3. This. Yeah, these guys is entertaining, huh?
Freaking Mo 3, man. I can show you that. Like, for real, I can show you that. Because I hear it a lot, man. I hear it a lot that, oh, he didn't like her. He didn't want her. I'm not wasting a draft pick on somebody I don't want or I don't think that can at least develop into a star or into a role. So he said out his own mouth, this is a core. This is a franchise. Her and Camilla are the core. I'm not calling a non-shooter somebody I didn't want my core. Come on, man. Basura, para te quieras more. Ah, se loco. They're not doing it, man. This guy's freaking local here, man.
Yeah, the same local guy that signed Kennedy Carter, who he don't like and didn't want.
Training camp deal, bro. Training camp deal.
And then after the training camp deal, he gave her a real deal.
Hey, but she did that to herself, right? Just like Teaspoon did that to herself.
He didn't only do it once; he did it twice in the same.
Huh?
He signed. He gave her 2 contracts in the same year. He gave her.
No, he gave her 1.
He gave her the training contract, and then he's like, you know what? I don't like you, but you can stay for the rest of the year.
No. Okay, so I know you know about WNBA like that. So when you have somebody on a training contract and they stick around when the season starts, that training contract automatically becomes a full roster spot. So she only made $66,000 because that's the value of the training camp contract. So when a training camp contract invitee sticks to the roster, it automatically becomes a full active contract. Yeah.
He said
no, he didn't. That's not a no. It automatically. He didn't sign her to another one.
But you can stick around for the rest of the year.
Oh, Jesus Christ! No, no. That's you can ride it back. You said he gave her 2 contracts. No. You said he gave her 2 contracts. He didn't give her 2 contracts. Keeping her on the roster.
I did say that.
Exactly. Thank you.
I corrected myself.
You correct? No, I corrected you because you're talking now.
When I said,
okay,
training contract, and then said, you know what? I don't like you, but you can stick around for the rest of the year.
No, he didn't know that right away. They didn't know. Come on now, don't do that. What she did throughout the season, he was, after seeing her actions
throughout the season, he was like, you know what? You're not going to stick around because you're toxic to this locker room. It wasn't right away. He didn't even know that girl. Come on, man. He didn't say at the beginning of the season, I'm going to keep you here. Come on, that's not good business. Don't do that. Throughout the season, he saw what was happening. All those other people, Izzy, Dana, all of other ignorant helpers, they had to go. Lindsay not passing to Angel, not giving her actual lead pass, throwing it to her chest instead of, leading her to. Come on, man. They had to go. He was like, you know what? I got to switch this up and actually get people in here that want to win and want to play with my franchise core players. That's what he said. I'm going to make sure I get the right people in with the core so they can win with my core. They can win with my rookies. I can send you the link. That's exactly what he said. I can give you the link and send it. That's what that was said. All right.
You said you got promoted, work. You said you got promoted at work, right?
Yeah.
Is that to the Department of Jet PR?
No, it's the Department of Jet P's assistant. I'm his assistant.
You got them pom-poms out. You got them pom-poms out for Jeff.
No, I'm speaking facts, man. I ain't around no pom-poms. I'm speaking facts. Like I said, I've been a fan of this team since it started, man. This team was in the trash.
All that you just said just sound like a bunch of conjecture, kid. That's some.
It's not a conjecture. I'm spitting facts, man. This is all. Look, this is all facts.
Okay, then since you like to bring that up, where is it that you could show me that Jeff said he got to get rid of these players that don't want to give the ball to
Okay, that part wasn't said. I don't know the fact that they didn't come back and he traded them people that didn't want to stick around.
You're just assuming that's what he said. He didn't say that.
Yeah. Okay, the fact that he said I want to make sure I got players in. This is what he said. Actual press conference. The players actually want to, want to come in and win win with this core and play with this core. Language, I want to get players that actually want to be here and not causing drama in the freaking locker room. There were too many egos, man. Everybody know that. It's literally documented. There was too many egos in their locker room. Like I was telling Brooke, they used to players, rookies getting cut. They weren't used to a rookie coming in and starting right away. You know what I'm saying? Liz probably would have started, and then Camilla, she got hurt. Camilla was starting. They weren't used to rookies running, taking over and dominating, man. They used to rookies getting even first round getting cut. Look at Charlie Collier. She was a first round pick, number 1 pick, and she's not even in the league. So they used to, they go, oh, you're going to have your cup of coffee and be gone. No, they took her, came and dominated. She cried. Dana Evans arguing with people on Twitter. Freaking hilarious. Her and her agent acting a fool. So that was toxic to the locker room, man. That's toxic.
During the season, I would, like clockwork, every day, I would check Geneva's channel to see, because the main thing I would go there for is her crash outs about Diamond and Dana.
Oh my God! I did the same thing. I'm like, what you do crash out about today? I did the same thing, man. Same thing. That was hilarious.
It was hilarious, bro.
Straight crash outs. Okay, and Dana and I passed it to my Skytown Skypers. Okay, look, I don't know what you think you're doing. Yeah, oh my God, that was hilarious, man. Hilarious.
He's one of the people that used to go off on Teaspoon, man. Like Teaspoon, I don't know.
Like, I don't know why is Dana still in the game, Teaspoon? What for her 1 and 12 shots? Her 4 points. She needs to be on the bench, okay? I don't know what you're doing. I don't know why Dana's even in the game. She needs to be on this team. Yeah, I remember. Oh, I remember. Love you, Geneva, but that was hilarious. Bruh, those crash out sessions was hilarious.
I seen her crashing out. I subscribed ASAP.
Immediately. Oh, what about after that game when Mariah came in? She was supposed to be point, right? That Minnesota Lynx game when Dan was acting a whole fool. When Mariah was like, she came in to be point, and she's telling Dan, "Hey, pass me the rock." She's like, pass me the rock on point. No, I gotta go down court. And Mariah turned and looked at Cool Teaspoon like, "What we doing?" Yeah. And Teaspoon was like, "Go ahead." That's why I'm like, nah. A real coach be like, "Hey, get your behind over here, sit next to me." Mariah looked like, "What we doing?" And shook her head down court. Or what about that same game when Camilla set a pick and Camilla was wide open like 2 or 3 times, and Camilla was like, "Ball." Dana was like, "No, I got it." Went into 3 people and lost the ball. And Camilla just shaking her head like, "What you doing?" And she finally, Camilla's like, "Hey, ball, I'm open." And this heifer threw it into the backboard. Oh my God, Lord help us,
yo.
And then she throwing shade when she get on the aces. Man, you ain't getting off that bench.
Yo, man, this is a great podcast, man. Mo 3 and Nate got down memory lane. In case y'all forgot the season, they reminded y'all.
That's why it's great to have actual point guards on this team, man. Having an actual point guard in Sloop, and then the HBL to teach. You know, she did a lot of pick and rolls with
listen,
Sedona.
Hey, I know you just got off work. You excited?
My bad.
I gotta go to work in the morning. So I gotta go. Nah, you cool. You gotta go. Hey, appreciate you, Danielle. Danielle said great show tonight. It was a very good show. We learned a little bit about Aza Sivka. Listen, Suska, however you say the name. The people who didn't see the show into its totality, when you get a chance, you know, when you relax and get and go watch the playback. I played a few videos of Aza so that you know, we could get to know her a little bit. So, you know, you might learn something about her, you might not. So definitely watch it. Anybody who watching this on the playback, shout out to you. Hit the like button, subscribe, holla at me in the comments. You already know. You talk to me, I'm gonna talk back. It's your boy Brooklyn 80s. Hey, shout out to my boy Mo 3. The show is always better, I feel, when Mo 3 comes around. The show is always better when Nate come around. So I appreciate both of those brothers on the panel today. Paige, you know, Paige, Danielle, I need y'all back on my panel too, man. You know what I mean? Tay, you know what I mean? Tay, come on up. I like it when I have a little bit of woman energy on the panel as well. So y'all don't be shy. And anybody else that's in the chats, don't, you know what I mean? Y'all can come up here and talk to us and share y'all takes. But I appreciate everybody in the chat today. I appreciate everybody who sent me super chats. I got 6 super chats today, so I appreciate everybody. This is my first day having super chats. So everybody who sent me a super chat, I appreciate you. My brother, Gamble was the first one to send me a super chat, so shout out to Gamble. And shout out to CJ. CJ wasn't here today, but a couple days ago, CJ sent me $200 in a cash app, so I got to shout him out for that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, nice.
But listen, this was a great show. Like I said, we learned a little bit about Aza Susa today. I didn't want to overlook her. Everybody was so hype about the HVL drafting that everybody kind of ignored her. You know what I mean? I think rightfully so, because nobody really expected her to come over. Everybody probably thinks she had drafted and stashed. Stuff like that. So I think we did that. I think we accomplished that. And then you know, we had some other conversations that was very entertaining as well. So once again, shout out to everybody that was a part of this show today. Hopefully this show was entertaining for people. I got a lot of feedback about my last show. People liked it. People liking how I'm doing these shows. So I'm on the right path, and I'm gonna try to make them better. I'm gonna try to make the shows even better. With that said, I hope she come over as well, Danielle. With that said, I'm gonna get out of here. Everybody have a blessed night. Hopefully Nate will have his page up soon, because as soon as I get
I'm
on
on it.
We've been told. Listen, he on it every year, but you know, all right, we'll see. We'll see. But everybody have a good night. I appreciate everybody. Stay blessed. You heard? Mo 3, Nate, I'ma holla.
Later. All right, Mo 3.